Warnings out there here tonight. Let me reset the radar here real quickly, and we'll kind of take a look at where that warning is. So that's going to be off to the north of Omaha here. This is northeastern Nebraska. Severe thunderstorm warning for areas east of Norfolk, Burt, Cumming, Monona, Thurston counties, in addition to some others that I can't quite see there under the box. 60-mile-per-hour winds here with this part of the line of storms. That goes until 2 a.m. So this is going to be, it looks to be Stanton, up into Wayne and Thurston counties, as well as Cumming and Burt counties. They're just to the northwest up to Kama. We'll go ahead and zoom in on this new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is for 60-mile-per-hour winds from Wayne to just east of Norfolk, moving across Stanton County, about to move into Cumming County for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Haven't seen any strong signs of circulations in this part of the line of storms just yet, but the potential is there for some 60-mile-per-hour winds as this all continues to race off to the north and east. One of the areas that we are most concerned about, of course, is this section right here where we still have a tornado warning for northeastern Platte County, northern Colfax County, southern Stanton County. Also watching a little circulation right here on top of the Rogers area, just west of Schuyler, and another one that's very near David City along and just south of the Platte River. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued here. This is going to be for areas from Wahoo down to Lincoln. Also includes Seward, Wilbur, looks like it goes all the way down to Beatrice. So let me zoom out just a little bit. This is a very large severe thunderstorm warning. You can see it all right here. So this goes from Seward over to Wahoo, down to Lincoln, back to Beatrice. So that is a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds, including the Wahoo and Lincoln area. Again, this now goes until 2 a.m. So you can expect this line of storms to be approaching Fremont, Wahoo, and Lincoln by about 2 o'clock. So that's the eastern edge of these warnings. So that means it's going to be moving into the metro between 2 and 3 o'clock here this morning. So we still have a little time to prepare here in the Omaha metro, but Fremont, Wahoo, down toward Lincoln, you're about 45 minutes away from the potential of some very strong winds as this whole squall line continues to race off to the east and to the northeast. Let me go ahead and step off the screen here. You can see the speeds on these warnings here real quickly. See how quickly these storms are continuing to progress here across eastern Nebraska. So right now, the National Weather Service has these storms moving to the east about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So they have accelerated a little bit from what we had earlier this evening, and that will be a new tornado warning. This is going to be for northern Dodge County into southern Cumming County, western Burt County. And this tornado warning is in effect until, let me see here, 2:15 a.m. The circulation continues about 4 miles south of Lee, 16 miles northeast of Columbus, continuing to move at about 50 miles per hour. So we have a new tornado warning that has been issued here for the same circulation we've been watching that has been moving through northeastern Platte County. So let's go ahead and zoom back in on here. You can still see what kind of looks like a little bit of a hook echo here on this squall line. So this is a new tornado warning. Let me get the information on the screen here for you. And we have now a new tornado warning here. This is going to be for Schuyler, David City, over into North Bend. Does not officially include Fremont, although with 2 tornado warnings now in place for Dodge County, would not be surprised if the sirens are going to be going off here in Fremont to Wahoo as well. So southern Colfax County, northern Butler County into southern Dodge and northern Saunders County. So let's get the information on the screen here for you. So this tornado warning now in effect until 2:15 a.m. for northern Colfax County, southern Cumming County, northern Dodge County, and southwestern Burt County until 2:15 a.m. We also now have a tornado warning for northern Butler, southern Colfax, southwestern Dodge, and northwestern Saunders counties until 2 a.m., including the Cedar Bluffs, David City, North Bend, and Schuyler areas. Now, not all of these cities are going to be directly impacted by this circulation, which is just south of the Platte River. But if you see your city name on the screen right now, I want you to go ahead and take your tornado precautions, get to the lowest floor of your building, head to an interior room if you don't have a basement, like a closet or a bathroom. Try to get as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible as this line of storms continues to race to the east. So let's go ahead and take a look at this storm here that is ongoing just to the north of David City, likely just southwest of Schuyler. I'll put the wind speeds on. So right in here is where we're seeing that potential rotation. Schuyler, you may not be officially included in this tornado warning, but also watching this circulation right on Highway 30. So I want you to go ahead and take your tornado precautions right now. So the main area of concern here is just north of David City. So while David City, you're not in the direct line for potential tornado, you could have some wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour as this races on by. So let's get a storm track on this part of the storm. Take it off to the east about, well, let's get that off to the east here at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. So Octavia by about 1:33, so just over 5 minutes from now. So you should be getting into your tornado shelter right now. Linwood by about 1:42. North Bend by about 1:50 to 1:52. So go ahead and get into your safe place now. North Bend, Cedar Bluffs. And if this holds together, no reason it won't, Fremont, time to head to your tornado shelter as well. And you just saw a new tornado warning just pop up on the screen. And this is that circulation right on top of Schuyler. So we do have now 3 tornado warnings in place, all of them crossing at some point parts of Dodge County. Fremont, you are now in that tornado warning, so I want you to be taking your tornado shelter right now. So this circulation has prompted a new tornado warning. This is just off to the east of Rogers, moving into Schuyler right now. So Schuyler really needs you to be in your tornado shelter as this storm comes on in. We haven't had a report, at least recently, of a tornado on the ground. But just looking at this signature right here, we have seen these multiple times in the last couple of weeks produce short-lived but still damaging tornadoes. So in the Schuyler area, it needs you to be in your tornado shelter right now, and this is going to continue to move off to the east at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, and we'll put a storm track on this one as well as it continues to move off to the east about 50, 55 miles per hour. So we will continue to push that out to about 55 miles an hour. So Schuyler, you need to be in your tornado shelter right now. This is on top of you. This will continue to move toward North Bend by about 140 to 145. So 2 potential circulations that could come near the North Bend area. So really needs you to be in your tornado shelter as well. And hopefully this will bypass Fremont, but as you can see, there are 2 circulations potentially heading toward Fremont. So time to head to your tornado shelter yet again in the Fremont area. If this continues to hold together, Arlington, Blair needs you to be on alert. You're not in a tornado warning yet, but this line continues to track off to the east very, very quickly. Here is our other area of concern here in Butler County. This also moving off to the east, northeast, about, got 2 tracks on there. Let me try that again. Moving off to the northeast, about 50 miles per hour. So let's see if we can get that right there, track it out to about 50. So Octavia, again, this is on top of you right now. This may pass just south of Linwood, but don't want you to take any chances. Go ahead and get in your tornado shelter. Again, this is the other circulation that could potentially come near North Bend, Cedar Bluffs as well, into the Fremont area by about 2:10 to 2:15. So you got a little time in Fremont. So you got some time to kind of gather up the pets, get everybody down into the basement, and then just stay tuned as these 3 circulations, these 3 tornado warnings continue to race off to the east. Let's go ahead and take a wide view here real quickly, because we do have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings as well, including from Wahoo down to Lincoln to Beatrice, because this whole line of storms is capable of producing some very strong winds, in addition to the potential for some spin-up tornadoes, and we just had a new tornado warning issued here. This is going to be for southern Butler County into Seward, as well as northern Lancaster and southwestern Saunders counties. So let me go ahead and zoom in on this, and then I'll get the information on the screen here. So this tornado warning now in effect for southeastern Butler County, northern Seward County, southwestern Saunders County, northern Lancaster County until 2:15 a.m. So it's going to be right in here. Looks like it's not quite as evident as those other circulations, but let's go ahead and get the wind speeds on. Okay, right there. You can see that bright green. That's going to be just north of Seward. It's right on the Butler and Seward County line. Let me see how quickly this is moving. So I'm going to step off the screen here just to see how quickly that storm is moving off to the east, likely right around 50 to 55 miles an hour as well. So that's, yeah, moving about 50 miles an hour. So I'm going to put a storm track on this as it continues to race off to the east. Again, this is just north of Seward. We'll put this moving east. That's a little too fast. About, there you go, 40 to 50 miles an hour. So Dwight, by about 1:40. So you got 10 minutes. Time to head to your tornado shelter. Valparaiso, you got about 20 minutes here. So time to head to your tornado shelter. Weston, you got about 30 minutes if it continues at the same rate. So time to kind of gather the pets, get everybody up, get everybody awake, and get ready to get down into that tornado shelter. Ashland, this is likely going to pass to your north, but so don't really... let's go ahead and put you on alert there in Ashland. You are not in a tornado warning just yet. Meade, you're not in the tornado warning yet either, but let's go ahead and put you on alert as we have now 4 circulations that the National Weather Service feels is strong enough to potentially produce some tornadoes here as this continues to race off to the east between about 40 and 50 miles per hour. I'm going to do a quick check off screen here just to kind of get a good look at these storms, see if I can get any additional information here from the National Weather Service, as well as all of these circulations are potentially capable of producing a brief but damaging tornado. All of them continuing to move off to the east about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So this is a very quick moving line of thunderstorms. And in addition to the potential for some tornadoes here, we're also looking at the potential that we could have 60 to 70 miles per hour winds along most of this most of this squall line as it continues to race off to the east. So if you're watching here in Omaha, if you're up early here on this, let's see, this Friday morning, we don't have any warnings yet for the Omaha Metro, but as this continues to race east, not really seeing any indication that it would be slowing down. So if you're awake or you haven't gone to bed just yet, I would say probably a good idea to kind of stay up here as this whole line continues to race eastward. So haven't really paid any real close attention here to this signature right here, northeastern Colfax County moving into northern Dodge County. So I do want to go ahead and zoom back in on this particular part of the thunderstorm complex. This is southeast of Clarkson, northeastern Colfax County. Still a pretty good indication of rotation right there. This continues to move toward Scribner. So in Scribner, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Let me put a storm track on this. And again, well, let me kind of redo that as we just got a new radar scan in. Continues to move off to the east about 40, 45 miles per hour into the Dodge area in the next 10 minutes. Snyder in about 15 minutes. Scribner coming up here on 2 o'clock. So you got a little bit of time here in northern Dodge County, right on 275 there in northern Dodge County before this storm moves into your neck of the woods. But this is the time that you need to take to get into your tornado shelter. We are not seeing these necessarily producing constant tornadoes, but this type of circulation can produce brief but damaging tornadoes at really any point, and it's really hard to say exactly when that is going to happen. Sometimes these tornadoes can happen in between the radar scans, so we may not even see it happen, but that's why we have these tornado warnings in place. So let's go ahead and down toward the Schuyler area. southern Colfax County. So this circulation continues to ride right along Highway 30, and that's going to be moving toward North Bend into southern Dodge County, and then watching this circulation here, which is just to the northeast of David City, and that continues to move through northeastern Butler County, and this is going to move into northern Saunders County. Bruno, over toward Prague. Need you to be in your tornado shelter, Prague. This may pass just to your north, but don't want to take any chances with that. So again, Schuyler over toward Rogers. I think I was calling something else Rogers. It's a little bit early in the morning here. Schuyler over toward Rogers to North Bend. All of you need to be in your tornado shelter right now as this potential circulation, potential tornado continues to roll right down Highway 30. Just past Schuyler, likely dealing with some high winds still in the Schuyler area. And this is going to be moving into Rogers next, and then into the North Bend area after that, probably in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And then we still have a tornado warning in far southern Butler County. Let's get down here. So the circulation not quite as evident right there, just south of Dwight. If we put this into motion, let me get this recentered here. So there you see it pop up right there. Not as strong now, but still a little circulation there just south of Dwight, southeast of Ulysses, right on the Seward and Butler County line. This is north of Seward. If you're hearing sirens in Seward right now, not concerned about a tornado here in Seward. This is going to be right on the Butler and Seward County lines. This is going to be moving toward Valparaiso. So Valparaiso needs you to be in your tornado shelter as this continues to race off to the east. Again, Omaha, we don't have any warnings in place right now, severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings yet, but you notice, this whole line that continues to move off to the east. So let's put the regular radar picture on here. A lot of heavy rain here, along with the potential for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, really at any point from north to south across this entire line. Let me see if I can do just a broad storm track on this whole thing moving off to the east. So it's moving into Seward here shortly, West Point, about 10 to 15 minutes. And again, the Omaha Metro, that'll be between about 2 and 2:30. So we do have a new tornado warning that has just been issued. It's going to be for Dodge County. Once again, it looks like. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this. Hold on here. That was actually torn down to the south. So this is the Seward area. So unfortunately, Seward, you are now in a tornado warning. This is going to be right along and just north of Interstate 80 in Seward County over toward Malcolm. So let's get the information on this tornado warning that has just come out here for Seward County. So Seward over to Malcolm, Lancaster, and Seward counties, tornado warning now until 2:15. So we have kind of a wall of tornado warnings here just off to the west of the Omaha Metro. Let me kind of zoom. Let me see if it'll let me zoom out here. There we go. So you can see we have all of these tornado warnings kind of peppered along this line of thunderstorms as it continues to race eastward. So let's start at the top here. Tornado warning in effect, Burt, Colfax, coming Dodge counties. That goes until 2:15. That's going to be for northeastern Colfax, southern Cumming, northern Dodge, southwestern Burt County. We also have a tornado warning here for southern Colfax into southern Dodge counties. That goes until 2:15 a.m. That does include Schuyler, Rogers, North Bend, and Fremont. That goes until 2:15. Also have a tornado warning here for northern Butler, northern Saunders counties. That goes until 2 a.m. Cedar Bluffs, Morse Bluff, North Bend, Schuyler, all still continue to be included in that tornado warning. And then we have a tornado warning here for southeastern Butler, southwestern Saunders, northern Lancaster, northern Seward. That goes until 2:15. That circulation there, not quite as strong, but if you saw your city name on that box, go ahead and take shelter, as any part of this line of storms appears to be capable of producing some rotation and the potential for a tornado to spin up really at any time. So let's go ahead and zoom back in here to the north part of this line, get some updated arrival times as this continues to race eastward. We'll put the wind speeds back on, take another look. So this is not as well defined as it was a minute ago, but now potentially two little areas of circulation there just off the southeast of Clarkson, west of Scribner. And yeah, that's the newest scan. So let's get the storm track based on, we'll put it right here, right in between both of those areas of circulation as it continues to race off to the east and northeast, about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So Dodge, you need to be in your tornado shelter right now. This circulation is just about to knock on your doorstep in the next couple of minutes. Scribner, you really should be in your tornado shelter as well. You still got a few more minutes, probably about 10 to 15 minutes before this reaches you. But you can see that circulation continues to be fairly evident there just to the southwest of Dodge in northeastern Colfax County. That's about to cross over into Dodge County, and it's going to be riding the line with Cumming County as well. This is south of West Bend, south of Beamer, and West Bend, West Point. If you're hearing your sirens going off there, or you got an alert on your phone there in West Point, this is likely to be passing just to your south, but you could experience some very strong winds there in West Point as this continues to race off to the east there across northern Dodge County. So let's go ahead and head down the line now to this storm, which is right in the Rogers area, just to the west of North Bend. So we got a couple of little areas of circulation here. One right on top of Rogers, another in moving into northwestern Saunders County. Let's go ahead and zoom in here on this storm. So just west of Prague, you see this little surge, the bright greens. Not seeing really a significant sign of rotation there just northwest of Prague, but want you to go ahead and stay in your tornado shelter. North Bend, this surge of high winds, potentially up to 70 miles per hour, is just about to move into your area. Maybe not seeing quite as strong of a signal for tornado there over Rogers, but still producing some 70 mile per hour winds. So need you to go ahead and stay in your shelter as this continues to race off to the east. We'll go ahead and zoom out, and I will put a storm track. Let's get recentered here real quickly so I can take this off to the east. So this is, again, right over the Rogers area, moving east toward North Bend and potentially into the Fremont area. We'll take it about 45 miles an hour. So North Bend, 10 minutes or less. Fremont by about 2 to 2:10. Hooper by about 2:10 as well. And if it holds together, Arlington, Kennard, want you to be on alert. You're not in a tornado warning yet, but as this line continues to head your way, need to be on alert for the potential for some of these circulations to continue to head in your direction. So we'll go ahead and slide down the line now here as we continue to see all of these tornado warnings. So there's that circulation there right on the Seward and Saunders County line. This is just to the west of Ceresco, and it continues to move mostly east, maybe just a little bit of a northeastern jog. So we will have to take this one into parts of the metro, it looks like. So Valparaiso, here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you should be in your tornado shelter already. Ceresco, you've been in this tornado warning as well. That's likely arriving near you by about 2 to 2:05. Wahoo, just outside the official tornado warning polygon. That's the red line you see there on the screen. However, this is going to be coming pretty close to you, and there's still the potential for some 70 mile per hour winds as well as this heads in your direction. So I want you to go ahead and head to the center of your home, away from the windows as this line passes on by. Hopefully we don't have any tornado touchdowns with this, but certainly want you to be aware there in Wahoo. And then potentially Gretna, Ashland by about 2:20, 2:30. If this holds together, hopefully we will see that begin to weaken. So let me go ahead and kind of reset the picture here, show you what we have going on. We have this squall line, very powerful line of thunderstorms that continues to race across northeastern Nebraska. Anywhere along this line of storms, we have the potential for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Severe thunderstorm warning stretching from around Decatur back to West Point, into Fremont, Wahoo, Lincoln, down toward Beatrice, back into the Seward area, David City, Schuyler, again, West Point, all of this racing eastward. Good news is Columbus, Norfolk, Madison, Polk and York counties there in central Nebraska, threat has already passed you by. So once the leading edge of this storm passes your location, the threat for severe weather starts to go down really quickly. So this is not going to be a lingering line of thunderstorms. It's moving through pretty quickly, but you can see with all those oranges and the reds in there, there's some very heavy rainfall, and that's not necessarily something that we want to be dealing with at this point in time. Been a drought for much of the year, but over the last 2 weeks, we've had some very heavy rainfall across the region, and this is not necessarily something that we want to see just a couple of days after the floods that we saw Tuesday morning. So hopefully this moves through quick enough that we don't have to worry about that, but we do have a flood watch that's in place here for eastern Nebraska, including the Omaha Metro, through the morning hours here because of the potential for some heavy rain as this whole line continues to press eastward. So on top of those tornado warnings that we've been talking about, we also have severe thunderstorm warnings here for northeastern Nebraska, Burt, Cumming, Monona, Thirst counties. This goes until 2 a.m. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible up here. We're talking about Pender, West Point, just to the northwest of Tekamah. Also have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Fremont, Nickerson, Hooper area, as well as Wahoo, Butler, Colfax, Dodge, Platte counties, among others. That goes until 2 a.m., and the potential is there for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So on top of the tornado warning, that's really the greatest threat, is the potential for some 70-mile-per-hour winds. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning here that stretches from Wahoo down to Lincoln and Beatrice, Gage, Lancaster, Saunders, Seward, Butler counties. This goes until 2 a.m. for the potential of some 70-mile-per-hour winds. Let's see if we've had any significant reports over the last several minutes. Let's see here. So looks like northern Colfax County, we did have a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in Howells. So this line of storms still producing some pretty damaging winds in the Columbus area. Let's see what we got there. 58-mile-per-hour winds there in Richland. And let's see if this is the Columbus area. Columbus, 61-mile-per-hour winds there in Columbus. So you can see on top of that tornado threat, all of these tornado warnings that you see in the red boxes, 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds remain a concern with this whole line of thunderstorms stretching from north to south all across eastern Nebraska. And all of this is moving off to the east about 40 to 50 miles per hour. So I'm going to switch our winds back on here so we can take a look here at the potential areas of rotation. So we just got a lot of activity here just southwest of West Point. So southern Cumming County into all of western Dodge County at this point, and in northwestern Saunders County. Go ahead and zoom in one more time here. So this is just to the west of Scribner. North Bend, this is on top of you right now. And Prague, this is on top of you as well. Still have fairly distinct three areas of potential rotation inside of these three tornado warnings for Dodge as well as Saunders County. I can go ahead and give Colfax County the all clear at this point. If you live in Colfax County, if you're back towards Schuyler, this has passed you by. You may still have some strong winds out there, but the tornado threat is done. Butler County as well can go ahead and give you the all clear there. You saw the tornado warning just cleared out of Butler and southeastern Colfax County. Likely to see the warning cleared out of northeastern Colfax County here pretty quickly. But Scribner over toward Nickerson and Hooper, down toward Fremont, back toward North Bend, Cedar Bluffs, Prague need you to be in your tornado shelters. We still have these potential areas of circulation as this whole line of storms continues to move off to the east about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Unfortunately, this type of situation, it's often very difficult to pick up on any debris that might be inside of the storm. So any debris that if a potential tornado might pick up and throw into the air. Everything that you see in green, that's rain. All of this that you see off to the east of that green, this is mostly ground clutter out ahead of this line of storms. So not seeing any bright indications of debris in the air. So that's some great news. We certainly don't want to see that. just trying to get a feel for if there is any potential tornado on the ground with this whole line of storms here as it continues to race eastward. So I'm going to go ahead and step off screen here for just a moment, see if I can get some updated information from the National Weather Service. So we still are watching 4 areas of rotation, one just to the west of Scribner, one on top of North Bend, one just north of Prague, and another moving into the Valparaiso area for the potential for some spin-up tornadoes. So we haven't had any reports so far of a tornado on the ground. That is certainly some great news right there. But, all right. Just south of Dodge, hold on one second here. Just south of Dodge, potential that we may have had a tornado on the ground. Let me check this real quickly. So that is moving into the Scribner area just south of Snyder. So just south of Snyder in the Scribner area, we may have had a tornado on the ground here just moments ago. So that was right on the Colfax and Dodge County line, south of Snyder, just southwest of Scribner, just south of Dodge. So right in here, there is the potential that we may have just had a tornado on the ground. So this is the greatest area of concern right now. Moving across northern Dodge County, right along and just south of Highway 275 here in the northwest corner of the county. So Dodge to Snyder, over to Scribner, you should really be in your tornado shelter right now. And I'm going to go ahead and put a storm track on where this potential tornado is likely to be tracking. So they just updated that warning there. That white outline means that a tornado has likely been on the ground. They're calling this a radar-confirmed tornado moving toward Scribner, Snyder. You need to be in your tornado shelter right now. The tornado may not be on the ground right now, but it was on the ground. And with these types of situations, those tornadoes can develop with little to no notice, may not even be able to see it on the radar scan. They happen so quickly, but the indication is that a tornado was potentially on the ground there just south of Dodge, moving towards Snyder and Scribner. So we do have a radar-confirmed tornado warning here for northern Dodge County, into southern Stanton County, as well as part of Burt County. So need you to be in your tornado shelter right now, Snyder and Scribner. And this could potentially move toward Tacoma. Tacoma, you are not in a tornado warning right now, but I want you to be on alert here and be ready to take shelter if this continues to move in your direction. Also have circulation, right on top of North Bend. This continues to hold right on Highway 30. We saw this develop right over Columbus, and it continues to track eastward on Highway 30. It was over Rogers, now it's over North Bend. This may continue to track right into Fremont. So Fremont, we've had to do this a couple of times now. It's time to get in that tornado shelter as we have, well, 2 potential tornadoes here just off to your south and west. All of this moving eastward fairly quickly. And one other area of rotation that I want to get a quick look at here. This is going to be down in the corner of Saunders, Lancaster, Seward, and Butler County, right there near Valparaiso, southwest of Ceresco. Not quite as strong of a signal as we have here off to the north, but really doesn't take much. And, well, it may be increasing in intensity there just a little bit. Ceresco, need you to be in your tornado shelter. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this rotation here just to the west of Ceresco, just past Valparaiso. So good news there for Valparaiso. You're in the clear. Newman, you're in the clear as well. But this continues to move towards Ceresco, toward Highway 77 here, south of Wahoo, north of Davie. So if you or anybody you know lives in this area, go ahead and give them a call. Make sure they are getting down into their basement right now. And this will continue to move across southeastern Saunders County, likely staying south of Wahoo. So that's some good news right there. But Ceresco, anyone between Davie and Wahoo here in southeastern Saunders County needs you to be in your tornado shelter. Do you want to come back up here to this storm? Well, these 3 storms, that is. One just southwest here of Cedar Bluffs. One just moved through North Bend. So everywhere you see these little notches, right here, right here, right here, those are all potential tornadoes on this line of storms as it's racing to the east. So Scribner, Winslow, Hooper, Nickerson, Fremont, get in your tornado shelter right now. This may have produced a tornado just south of Dodge, and any one of these circulations could produce a tornado with very little to no notice. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come out. This will include the Omaha metro. So let me go ahead and kind of reset the picture here. We're going to zoom out and kind of take an overview of what's going on. Yeah, we have this really powerful line of thunderstorms that continues to race to the east across eastern Nebraska. And now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that includes Blair, Fort Calhoun, Council Bluffs, Omaha, Elkhorn, Bennington, down into Plattsmouth, as well as Bellevue, Papillion, back into the Ashland, Gretna area, as well as western Cass and northwestern Otoe counties. This also includes Lincoln, Wahoo, and Fremont. This is for the potential of some 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We have not had these tornado warnings extended into the Omaha metro, but it's likely just a waiting game. So if you're getting woken up by these severe thunderstorm warnings, switch to debris. What are we seeing here, Rusty?
There's some confirmation on there.
We did have one near Dodge. I know that. Is this perhaps near North Bend?
Yep.
North Bend? Okay. So potentially a tornado on the ground here, right on Highway 30, just east of North Bend. You can see the rain kind of wraps around here, and where you see that red color in between the picture there, that could be some debris on the from a tornado. Let's switch. Okay, so we got 3 different circulations coming through here through Dodge County into Saunders County. I'm going to actually step off the screen here for just a moment and try to take a closer look at this as this all continues to move to the east. Not a really strong signal, but certainly the rotation is still very strong there. Right on Highway 30, just to the east of North Bend. This is going to be moving into the northwest side of Fremont, also into the Nickerson area. And we have another circulation right here, just to the west of Winslow, moving towards Scribner. Let me zoom out real quickly. As we continue to have these 3 tornado warnings in place for this section of the storm, see right here, potential rotation, possibly a tornado coming into Scribner. Right here, rotation right on Highway 30, just east of North Bend, coming into the northwest side of Fremont. Another area of rotation, possibly a tornado here in northern Saunders County. So this tornado warning has now been extended into the Omaha metro. So let me go ahead and kind of reset the picture here as this tornado warning now has been extended through Fremont into Elkhorn, Bennington, Kennard, as well as Arlington. So a new tornado warning. This goes into the northwest corner of Omaha. Everybody in Douglas County, you're going to hear the sirens going off here momentarily. So everybody in Douglas County, you're going to be hearing the sirens going off. This warning does not include downtown Omaha. It does not include Midtown. It does not include South Omaha at this point in time. However, this warning now in place for Douglas County means the sirens are going to be going off all across the county. So northeastern Saunders County, southeastern Dodge County, southwestern Washington County, and northwestern Douglas County, a tornado warning now in place through 2:30 a.m. So about a 30-minute warning here. Radar indicated, so that's good news. We don't have confirmation of a tornado with this circulation, but I'm going to flip us over to the wind speeds. You can see this surge, the bright green right there, northern Saunders County. There's circulation, and we have had at least one tornado touch down as this storm was moving through parts of Colfax and Dodge County. So any one of these 3 circulations could be producing a tornado, and we just got a new tornado warning. This is going to include South Omaha as well as most of Sarpy County. So let me zoom out. We'll get you the information on this tornado warning. This is for a circulation in far southwestern Saunders County, but it's all moving to the east very, very quickly. So I'll get you the information on this tornado warning. This is going to be for southeastern Saunders County, northern Lancaster County, into Sarpy County, pretty much all of Sarpy County. All of Sarpy County in this tornado warning until 2:45 a.m. It also includes the southern sliver of Douglas County. So Millard, Ralston, South Omaha, likely looks like the zoo area, the south side of downtown included in that tornado warning. So we do have 2 tornado warnings now in place for Douglas County. And it looks like we're having a little technical difficulty right there. We can come back to the green screen here, Zach. There we go. So we do have these 2 tornado warnings that are in place for southern Douglas County into all of Sarpy County, northern Cass County, southeastern Saunders County, the far northeast corner of Lancaster County also have a tornado warning for northeastern Saunders County, the Fremont area of Dodge County into southwest Washington County. So this includes Valley, Waterloo, Elkhorn, Bennington, up into Kennard, Arlington, back toward Fremont. We don't have confirmation of a tornado on the ground right now, but these circulations could produce a tornado with very little notice. Look at that circulation right there, southern Saunders County. So that's why we have this tornado warning now in place for all of Sarpy County. So all of Sarpy County in this tornado warning. If you hear the sirens going off there in Sarpy County, you are in a tornado warning. You hear the sirens going off here in Douglas County. Downtown, not officially in that tornado warning, but probably a good idea to kind of head to the interior part of your home and stay away from the windows as this line comes on in, because these circulations could really develop at any point along this whole line. So let me flip us back over to the Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lard is in here as well. Rusty.
I was going to say, David, I can give you a little breather here if you want to regroup a little bit, get your bearings. I know you've been at the desk, at the wall here for a little bit. But yeah, this is a pretty potent line of storms, and we have several circulations. There's one right there, south of
Rusty,
Wahoo.
we did just get in a report just west of Nickerson of a potential tornado on the ground. So this is going to be northwest of Fremont.
Northwest of Fremont. Okay, so you follow that one. I'm going to try to keep an eye on what we have here heading towards southern parts of Sarpy County, because warnings are popping up left and right here. It does look like we have a pretty good circulation here showing up. Sorry, we got a lot of information coming in here at the same time, so I want to make sure we get all of this correct for everybody. This is going to be a scenario, I think, this morning where if you're in a warning, these are going to be fast-moving, quick-developing circulations that you need to be in your basement for as quick as you can. There's one here likely right over the city of Ceresco. This one's moving due east. This one would impact the Sarpy County area if it's going to be there. So what we're going to see is this warning here for this particular tornado goes through 245 for parts of Cass, Douglas, Sarpy, and Saunders County. If you are up and you are hearing the sirens, these are fast-moving tornadoes. This is the type of morning where you just head to the basement, take the family there, and ride this out, because these are going to be very difficult to track between radar scans because of how fast they're moving and how fast they are developing. David mentioned there's a confirmed tornado up here near the Nickerson area. We can see, likely from the debris signature, there's probably one just near the Scribner area as well, if there's going to be one.
Yeah,
right
we just
there.
did get a report that tornado was potentially on the ground near Scribner. I've got those reports on screen.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, if you want to come back over to the green screen here, Zach. So right there, that's where, right at 275-91, that's where the fire department did report a tornado potentially there just on the north edge of Scribner. And we just had a potential report of a tornado there just west of Nickerson. So I can kind of pull the information up here for you.
There could very well be one right over Ceresco right now too, David.
Okay, yeah. Just any one of these circulations, they have been kind of intensifying here over the last couple of minutes. So let's come down here to Ceresco. Right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that circulation is still fairly strong. Let me get the...
There was a debris signature on the last scan too, just
Okay.
barely. But it looks like there's something there.
It's kind of ingesting the dry air at the same time, so it makes it hard to pick out for certain if that is in fact debris. But that circulation is still pretty strong right there near Ceresco, and that is moving toward Ashland and Gretna. So really need Ashland and Gretna to be in your tornado shelter. Fremont, yeah, just a lot of tornado warnings here right now, Rusty.
Yeah, so this is, like I said, they're going to be coming in big-time numbers here. You're going to hear a lot of warnings probably between now and 4 o'clock across the metro, and this will just keep marching across the city. So let's try to get as much as we can here. And I will say, even when you don't have a tornado warning, there's a very high likelihood, even within these tornado warnings, to get some very strong wind. There's gusts up near 60 to 70 miles per hour. And this is just a classic scenario along these lines here where it is very, very difficult to see these on radar. You know there's probably something there but it's very tough to track between scans, and these could actually take a little bit of a northeast jaunt through these. So we got this warning through 2:30 that includes parts of Douglas County, so basically north of Maple in the Elkhorn area, over into northwestern Douglas County, southern parts of Sarpy County. So I likely heard your phones going off and wondering what's going on across parts of Douglas County. That's what we have right here with this warning. It includes Elkhorn down to Fremont in this one. You go a little farther south, we have this warning here that includes now the city of Bellevue, Papillion, Gretna, La Vista, Louisville, Ashland in that with this circulation here down near Ceresco. So there is a lot going on in a short amount of time here. We got a tornado warning now for the Blair area. It looks like that's fairly new, extended off that circulation that goes to 245. Not big hail producers. This is all about wind and the quick circulations here, folks. So this is what we're dealing with. There's a lot of wind back here in these, and every once in a while you just get a little spin up. May last 1 or 2 scans on the radar, but boy, these are tricky. If you think back to the Millard tornado, that was my 3rd day here in Omaha. That actually happened a day before I got to Omaha. That's what kind of happened. It was a middle of the night situation, a quick spin up along a line of some sort like this, and they can be just that quick. David, do you have something?
Well, Emily Roller just texted and said the sirens are not going off in Fremont apparently, but in Fremont, you got that alert on your phone. You got that emergency warning on your phone. So hopefully everybody in Fremont is awake and in shelter at this point, because this is coming into Fremont right now.
Gotcha. All right.
So far, no additional reports of tornadoes on the ground.
Okay.
But Scribner, according to the emergency manager there in Dodge County, Scribner Fire Department did report some debris.
Okay. And that's what it's the middle of the night, folks. You're not going to see these. Don't go out and try to find the tornado. The only thing that's going to light them up is the lightning, and you're just rolling the dice there. So just take heed of all these warnings here as they move in.
Rusty, we could have a tornado on the southwest side of Fremont and the north side of Fremont right now.
Oh, wow. Where are you seeing that? Debris, or are you seeing that on?
Just the circulations. There's, latest update just came in.
Okay.
It's really hard to see any debris. It's just so small. But okay, so now it's coming into Nickerson, so it's right on top of Nickerson, a potential tornado.
Yeah, go to David at the green screen there if you can.
And then,
oh, sorry, never mind. He's not there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can come over. But it's right on top of Nickerson, so the latest scan hasn't come into this particular
Gotcha. Oh yeah,
picture
you can see
here.
that here on the radar for sure.
But if I flip this over to the reflectivity, you can see right there, right on top of Nickerson, and then there's another one that's right on top of Fremont, and then potentially another one right there just north of Winslow. And it looks like we just got in a new tornado warning, so let me go ahead.
That's, up towards Tacoma. It looks like every little spin, the one near Scribner.
Yeah, so they're just continuing that warning across northern Washington County to Burt and Monona and Harrison counties as well. So the entire metro at this point, we don't have tornado warnings for all of Omaha, but just the way this line is going, really everybody should be just getting ready to get into shelter, because we just have so many of these little circulations that are going on by, and they could be producing a tornado at any point. So we have one just east of Scribner, the Winslow area, another one that has just gone by Nickerson, and potentially 2 here right on Fremont, and then this other one that just went by Ceresco here just south of Wahoo, all of these moving eastward. So this circulation here just northwest of Valley, that is going to track just north of Bennington, likely into the Arlington, Washington area here toward Kennard. Another circulation over Fremont, that's going to move toward Kennard and Blair. This other circulation near Winslow, just southeast of Scribner, that is moving toward Herman and Tacoma. This circulation near Ceresco, that is moving toward Ashland, Gretna. It's likely going to stay just north of South Bend and Louisville, even though you are included in that tornado warning. But it will likely be heading toward Papillion, as well as La Vista, and eventually into the Bellevue area if it holds together. So really, Rusty, most of the metro at this point should probably be heading into shelter, if not just staying indoors, staying away from the windows as this line comes on in. Because in addition to all these little circulations that could be producing those tornadoes, well, that is not looking like a right scan there, but
yeah, it might be filling in right now.
We have those potential for 70-mile-per-hour winds anywhere along this line as well, Rusty.
Yeah. So here's the deal too. If you're up watching, call some family members that might not be awake and maybe didn't hear the warnings, because there's still some areas here that have kind of threaded the needle between these, and they're going to need maybe a warning across the whole metro at some point, just the way these things are spinning and circulating, and this whole line has circulations above it. If you guys can hear me in the back, let's take every single camera we have, point it west so we're ready.
They're all pointed west.
Okay, they're all pointed west. And we just got to keep an eye on every single one of these circulations. Basically, there's one here, there's one here, here, might be another one there, could be one up here.
So we did get a 66-mile-an-hour wind gust there on the south side of Fremont.
Okay.
As this came through.
Wow, okay. See if storm relative wind. So we're getting, some funky scans here on the radar. But overall, this is the scenario here. We got the warnings. Basically, they run up, let's just run them, through 3 o'clock. We're splitting hairs here, I think, if we're trying to say 2:45. You need to be, wow, that's a very good circulation. You can see, look at that. Every little one of these is trying to do that right there. That is rolling into the city of Ashland right now. So if you are not in your basement in Ashland, you need to be at the moment, as we are likely seeing something right in here, if there's going to be something, right along Highway 66, so it moved east. Have you noticed, David, are these running along the line to the north, or are they pretty much holding an east track?
Once they develop, these little circulations have been tracking more east.
Okay.
So they've been tracking almost east, a little northeast.
Wow.
But for the most part, they've been tracking east while everything else has been moving northeast. And unfortunately, these little circulations are pulling in dry air, so that kind of messes with our correlation coefficient. That would be what we would be looking for debris. So it's making it hard to tell if there is a tornado, but that is just one significant circulation there coming into Ashland.
Very much so. I can't tell if that's just some bad data coming in from the radar, or
it
what,
looks
as far
like
as the...
our system kind of ingested it wrong.
Okay. So we have, this is the system, this is the one right here that's heading into the city of Ashland. Ashland, you need to be in your basement now. This could very, very quickly produce a tornado if it's not already. And this would be crossing the Platte River, Gretna to Louisville, and points in between. So that is what we are going to be dealing with here. Little spin-ups like that. I know it doesn't look like much on radar. And frankly, these are all probably going to be radar indicated. Nobody's up this early, and nobody can see anything out there because it's dark. You're not going to see these coming. We just got to keep looking for these little bits of circulation here to see if they turn into anything. And they're making it really tough to see on radar, because basically the leading edge of this line is the problem. We talked about this on Daybreak yesterday, how the leading edge could have these quick little spin-up tornadoes, and they can be just as dangerous because of how fast they form. There's another one up here near Scribner. This one could be heading towards the Tacoma area as well. You just look for these little notches right there. This is the air trying to circulate, the dry air pulling in.
So yeah, we got a new tornado warning that just came in. This is going to be for Burt into Ottawa County. That's going to include...
probably Monona County, City of Ottawa.
Excuse me, over toward Ottawa in Monona County till 3 a.m. once again. So Burt coming... Likely. Barely coming, but Burt, as well as Thurston counties until 3 a.m. Likely
a circulation right over Yuling right now, too. So Yuling in your basement, anybody along Highway 77 that gets their mail via Yuling. You also have Tacoma and Herman. You're going to be very, very soon. Has there been a speed, David? I haven't noticed any of the warnings. You got some of the verbiage there?
They've mostly been moving to the east about 40 to 50 miles an hour.
So that's pretty fast. Let's track one of these here to just give you an idea of how quickly the leading edge of this line is going to move on through here. 40 to 50 miles per hour. So this has got, I don't know what that was set to. All right. So ignore that there. I'm going to have to tweak some of the settings here a little bit. But it's likely here during the 2 o'clock hour, anytime before 3 o'clock, we're going to get some of these marching in as they move to the east. So it's this little circulation right here. There's might be another one here still to just move through Fremont. Another one heading towards Blair.
Yeah, so right now we have a circulation over Yuling. We have a circulation that just went past Winslow.
I think your mic might be off, David.
You're right. I was taking a drink of water. There's a circulation over Ewing. One just went past Winslow. One is on top of Nickerson.
Okay.
One is just about to move over, is on top of Arlington right now. And then we have a circulation really wrapped up on Memphis,
Yeah,
north edge of Ashland.
This is probably going to be the most pronounced one right here, right over at coming into the Ashland area. If there's a circulation, it's right in there. So even the storm spotters that are out there, this is a dangerous one that you're not going to be able to see most likely. Waiting for some of our wind products to come in here. It looks like they're, yeah, it's going to be right in here. It's tough to tell, but this is going to be it right there most likely. If there's a circulation in there, probably just grazing the north edge of Ashland, if it's in there anywhere, and it'll be crossing the Platte River and moving off towards the east. So there's the city of Memphis, Able, County Road 4. It's right in here somewhere. You need to be in your basement. This could be very, very quick spinning. Get in your safe place if you're not there already. These are just going to be very fast, and now they're approaching and getting into the metro at the moment.
It does look like, Rusty, that Douglas County may somewhat thread the needle here, but don't want to give the all clear just yet.
Yeah, there's a pretty good little signature. All right, we might have got a better scan of this.
Yeah, so that rotation there over Arlington, it's still there, but it's not as strong as it was.
Okay.
Still watching that one north of Nickerson. It's kind of fell apart a little bit as well.
Well, that's what these can do.
Yeah.
Quick back and forth. They could be there for 2, maybe 3 radar scans and then poof, gone. So that is what we're going to be dealing with a lot of these. And look at this line, folks. Everywhere along it, there could be. So I would make sure you're taking action with any one of these warnings. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circulations along this line that extend all the way from the Omaha Metro north up into Burt and Monona County. And there's every single one of these is trying to spin just a little bit.
I've got the wind speeds up here, Rusty, and just want to show you that within these warnings, we have not only just 1, but 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially inside of these 3 tornado warnings. So there's been some circulation that have shown up and others that have kind of faded away. So right here off to the northwest of Decatur, right on the Burt-Thurston County line, there's one circulation. Another one here just southwest Decatur, just west of Herman. Another one that went through Nickerson, and then the other one that went through Arlington. And then, of course, we got the one that's over Memphis right now. But all of these continue to track eastward. So pretty much any point in Washington County, so Kennard, Arlington, Blair, you should be in your tornado shelters right now, Tacoma as well, because these are really not as defined as they were. They did look like this circulation that's over Memphis, but you can still see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little surges here, and any one of these could kick out and become a new tornado. Right now, it's not clear which one is going to do that. So anywhere here from, well, we'll say northern Douglas County all the way up to Decatur, anywhere in that line, any one of these little surges could become the next tornado as it's moving through Washington and Burt counties there.
And all active tornado warnings, aside for the one for the Elkhorn, Douglas County area, that one goes through 2:30. All other active tornado warnings are at least through 2:45 to 3 o'clock. Again, 15 minutes, we're kind of splitting the difference there. So it'll be interesting to see. The pronounced circulation with this one over western Douglas County may have scooted up here and met up with this circulation that's going up into the Blair, Missouri Valley area. So this is probably the more prominent warning there. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, Douglas County right now kind of threading the needle, but there is a circulation down here near Ashland that could impact the Gretna area. And this is a very, very dangerous one, I would say, right here, just because of how it's moving through.
Rusty, I will say probably one of the best signatures for potential debris right there. You just had it on Ashland right now.
That would probably... And that's, unfortunately, in the middle of the night, sometimes that's what all we're relying on here is if there is a debris signature or just something on radar that can tell us what's going on. There might be something right there north of Ashland, and this has been holding tried and true. This would cross Highway 31, Nebraska crossing outlet, down here south of Gretna, city of Gretna, probably in your basement right now. Let's just avoid it. These things may tend to take a little bit of a northeast track too, so keep that in mind. East or northeast as they kind of run along the line and they spin up. So right now, a good chunk of western Sarpy County, you probably need to be in your basement anywhere west of 144th Street in Sarpy County at the moment, as we wait on fresh radar scans here to tell us the story. So here's 144th Street. Get in your basement right now if you're not already. That's the urgent part. I would recommend basement for anybody else east of this line in Sarpy County with this circulation as we see what it does. But Gretna to Louisville, right up to the Douglas-Sarpy County line, it looks like this is going to be rolling right along here with that circulation as well.
Yeah, Rusty, these circulations, they were tracking almost due east, but as they've moved into eastern Nebraska, we're starting to see that northeastern turn. So again, that's why we still have the tornado warning there for southern Douglas County. Still have a number of these circulations ongoing here. So it looks like they have trimmed northern Douglas County. So Elkhorn and Bennington, you are out of that tornado warning. So a little bit of good news there for Valley, Waterloo, Elkhorn, Bennington. You had a tornado warning that has been canceled. So some good news there. But right over Arlington, just to the southwest of Kennard, we still have a circulation right there. And just west of Blair, all of western Washington County, we're seeing all of these little circulations. All of this continues to move east. I also don't want to leave out our northeastern Nebraska viewers up here near Decatur. We still have a pretty strong area of circulation. It's right on Highway 51 west of Decatur. Yeah. Let me flip over to the radar. It really shows it really right there. So that's moving into Decatur right now. So that tornado warning, Decatur, Ottawa, got to be in your tornado shelter because this is a pretty strong indication that there could be a tornado there right on Highway 51 just to the west of Decatur. That's about to cross Highway 75, then the Missouri River, and then it'll get over into Ottawa. So I did want to go ahead and mention that as we continue to track all of these tornado warnings across the area, coming back down in here into Burton, Washington counties.
Yeah, it looks like there's a decent little debris signature on that one too, west of Herman, west of Tacoma.
Right here?
Right now. A couple little blips in there that might have been something that was hit west of there. It's really tough to discern what's going on in the middle of this. So, yeah, the one you mentioned up there by Decatur. Also, too, of note, a new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued and includes pretty much the entire metro. So we got the warning for the metro and then individual tornado warnings within that. So let me show you here. You can see considerable damage possibly with this one. They put that tag on it. 70-mile-per-hour wind gust is the main issue with this, and then embedded tornadoes as well. There are not any currently for Douglas County the way it looks, but a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Wow, that circulation, Dave, that's right over the western Sarpy County. That is the one right there.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty strong.
So there's some winds going like this.
Looks like we just got a 67 mile per hour wind gust in Ashland.
Yeah, and just go ahead and speak up. I can't see you where you're standing, so if you whatever you guys see over there, just start talking as fast as this is going here. So there's the circulation. Gretna, Louisville. Now, if you're not there yet, get there. This is 5 minutes at most. The little circulations in here, we may not be able to tell what's going on in there until after the fact, and you put a little tornado track on there. But so far, right along and just north of Highway 66, I think that's it right there. But as David said, it could be the dry air. There's a good circulation right here, south edge of Gretna.
There's radar returns over Highway 6.
Okay.
There northeast of Ashland, where that CC, that debris signature was. So that would lead me to believe that that is at least potentially some debris there.
Okay.
Right on Highway 6.
This could run right up Highway 6, right up the interstate.
Yeah, right up the interstate into southwest Gretna.
Okay, so Jarrett Lansford's in. It looks like he's checking DOT cams to see what he can see. So there's Highway 370 to give you a little perspective, running east and west into Gretna. This is the spot right here where you need to pay attention. This is the warning that's going to cause every issue in Sarpy County. That is it. As it moves off towards the east, right in here, there's the city of Gretna. I said everybody west of 144th Street or Highway 50 should have been in your basement 5 minutes ago. Take everybody downstairs as quick as you can. There's likely something in there. And again, it's the middle of the night. Don't go outside. You're not going to be able to see it. You got a fresh scan on the radar right there. You still got a pretty good little hook right there showing up as we see the Gretna area just probably crossed Highway 31 south of Gretna at the moment. There's multiple circulations to the north as well, but it looks like this one probably has the best area. David, keep an eye on those ones to the north. If you see anything there that we need to move, but I'm going to stick with this one here and see just what's happening with this. Yeah, there could be, that could be a little debris signature maybe that crossed I-80. If there's something in there, that's where it would be.
I will say we did get a 72 mile per hour wind gust in the Fremont area. So the 70 mile an hour winds are still a threat. I will want to point out here just to the south at Takema, Rusty, heading into the Herman area. We do have potentially a strengthening circulation right here. You see the rain kind of surging out right there in the north edge. We're starting to see slightly stronger rotation between Herman and Takema, and also another one right here coming into Blair. So Blair, Herman, Takema, this is coming into your neck of the woods right now. You got to get into your shelter. Let me pull up the wind speeds so I can show you. That's not the latest scan, but you can still see this surge happening right there. That's been strengthening as it's moving just north of Herman, and also watching that circulation right there. That is strengthening as it's coming into the north side of Blair. So if I put it back onto the radar here, you can see where that circulation is. Highway 91, just a couple of miles west of Blair, and then just southwest of Takema, just northwest of Herman. We got those two circulations, so both of those. So Blair to Takema on Highway 75, you got to be in your tornado shelter, Rusty.
Yeah, okay. And within this here west on the west edge of Sarpy County, even if there's not a circulation in there, I'm flagging nearly 80 mile per hour winds trying to get down to the surface here. So there's the circulation crossing Highway 31 here if it hasn't already, and likely something in there near the Gretna area, south of Gretna, south on Highway 31. So again, you're going to get a lot of back and forth with us here just because of the number of warnings that we currently have. But let me show you, just to give you an idea, let's give you the latest on this one. If they changed it, yeah, still radar indicated through 245. Without a doubt, that one will be extended. I don't know, we got about 20 minutes on that one. So there's the cities involved. Now we're getting to the point. Bellevue, La Vista, southern part of Millard, anybody south, basically all of Sarpy County if you want to be safe. Get in your basement right now. This could follow right along. Looks like they just trimmed that there. Let's see what the latest is with that. Radar indicated tornado. There could be two little circulations there.
Yeah, it does look like it's trying to maybe split or something's going on there.
Wow.
It's kind of an odd signature.
I've never seen anything like that before on radar. Let's go back to David, if you can. Are you tracking the one to the north?
Yeah, I'm watching the storm coming into Blair and into Takema. We did just get a report from Thurston County that they are not reporting anything on the ground, so that's some good news, but we know how quickly these can develop. So Takema, you got to be in your tornado shelter. This is right on top of you right now, Blair. You can see this surge in the rainfall, and on the north edge, it kind of wraps back around. That's where that circulation is, and unfortunately, it's sitting right on top of Blair. So on top of that tornado threat, you could have some 70 mile per hour winds. This is the section of the storm that did produce 72 mile per hour winds as it moved through the Fremont area. So we still have the potential there for some 70 mile per hour winds. Let's see what we're picking up there. So there's that circulation right on Blair. Maybe not seeing the strongest winds being picked up, but if we come in and kind of zoom in here on the Blair area, so you got the reds, that's going to be winds moving away from the radar site here in Omaha. The green, that's winds moving toward Omaha. So right in here, right on top of Blair, we still have that potential circulation. It's not a really strong signal. It's not as strong as some of the others that we've seen, but it's right on top of Blair. So need you to stay in your shelter for probably another 5 to 10 minutes. It's moving quickly. It's going to cross the Missouri, head toward Modale. So Modale needs you to be in your tornado shelter as well, as this is going to be heading your direction here really quickly. And want to come back up here toward Takema, just north of Herman. It's getting a little harder to see, but we still have the stronger winds kind of surging out with this line of storms. Likely going to pass just north of Herman up into the Takema.
70-mile-per-hour winds up by Macy. That's a little north of Tacoma there, David.
Okay, so some 70-mile-per-hour winds with this section of the storm?
Yeah.
All right.
There's that too, and then there was just a 70-mile-per-hour gust reported in Louisville as well. Sorry, Dave, we got to come back here.
Go ahead.
There is definitely something going on here.
Oh, wow.
So that is at least averaging a very good swath here of some 70 to 80-mile-per-hour winds. There was a 70-mile-per-hour gust reported here in the Louisville area. So even if there aren't any tornadoes
that's moving
in
into
here,
Springfield.
that would be moving into the Springfield area. Anybody along Highway 50, 144th Street, there could be 1 or 2 circulations plus wind gusts rolling out from the northwest on this one, all trying to basically damage things across western Sarpy County. You could have wind gusts to 80 miles per hour and multiple circulations here embedded within this leading edge of the line here. Very tough to discern with debris. That hopefully means it hasn't hit anything. That's not the case, though. I'm making some assumptions there, but it's the wind. There is some very intense wind right here in the middle of this. You can kind of take an average, I think. Nope, guess not. We're just going to do point by point here. I'm flagging winds that keep trying to sneak up near 80 miles per hour with these south of Gretna, and these would be racing to the southeast or pretty much due east as this whole little line is trying to rotate. So we also have some strong winds that are likely rolling in through parts of western Douglas County. If we look at some of this right here, those are gusts to at least 60 miles per hour. And if you think you're in danger at all, I know we've had a lot of rain lately. There's a lot of trees, a lot of soaked ground, some old trees now that this is going to be moving into, the older part of the city. There could be trees coming down across the city here over the next 10 to 20 minutes just because of how saturated the ground is and the wind we are starting to see.
Yeah, so Rusty.
Go ahead, David.
We're getting reports of wind damage coming in from Lincoln, so we know this whole line is producing damaging winds. We just got in a report of 67-mile-per-hour winds in Blair, and in the Arlington, Washington area, western Washington County, a 64-mile-per-hour wind gust, and we just got in some reports of wind damage in Bennington. So some wind damage in Bennington.
Okay.
And whatever's going on with that circulation there, it's right on top of Springfield.
Right on top of Springfield. Platteview Road, all to the east, any area just to the north of the Platte River here. Looks like this is trying to go anywhere between Highway 370 and the Platte River in Sarpy County. So anybody there, if you know anybody that you think might be sleeping, get them up, wake them up. That's east of 144th Street. You should have been in your basement already in Springfield. I said anybody along and west of 144th. This is moving east now. So this is going to head towards the Bellevue area. And as long as that circulation's there, this is going to go east. Here's southern Bellevue. Here's Highway 370. Offutt Air Force Base, I believe, is right in there. So now we're going to move into some more populated areas. We're probably going to get a few more reports coming in. But that's the circulation right there on the south side of Sarpy County. And it could be close to, if not, the Platte River, but pretty well defined that it's going to go right into this area. But all of Sarpy County is within this warning here that goes through about 2:45, 3 o'clock. So the cities of Papillion, Bellevue. This does include a small little strip of Douglas County. Right now, the threat looks to be south of you, but still, these are bouncing around a little bit.
I do want to go ahead and take us back to the north here, Rusty.
Yeah, go ahead.
Blair, that circulation is still on the northeast side of Blair, so it's just about done with, but I want you to stay in shelter there in Blair. This is still ongoing. You could be dealing with those 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. This is going to be tracking right toward Modale as well in Iowa. And then the circulation up here is right on top of Tacoma. They're going to extend a severe thunderstorm warning up there for the Tacoma over into Pisgah, Soldier area, Ottawa as well. That's no surprise, but there's that circulation. So the latest scan just starting to come in. So that circulation is right on top of Tacoma. And then it looks like perhaps we've crossed the Missouri River here from Blair. So you still have some very, very heavy rain coming in there in the Blair area, likely some strong winds. You can see these strong winds. So there was the latest scan had that circulation on top of Blair. We saw that recent scan come in. It was coming in over the Missouri River. So Blair, give it another couple of minutes. before you kind of give you the all clear, because you still have some very strong winds potentially coming in, and that could bring down some trees, branches, power lines, things like that. So still want to keep you away from the windows for the next few minutes, but it does look like that circulation has crossed the Missouri River, and now it's heading toward Modale in Iowa. So there you go. There's that circulation right there, Rusty.
All right, thanks, David. I don't want to neglect Douglas County. Severe thunderstorm warning at the moment for Douglas County, and it all has to do with these winds that you see right here. This is the leading edge of the wind where the red is. That's wind that's rolling away from the radar. And within this, there's probably some 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts, and now it's going to be rolling into some of the older parts of the city where there's old growth trees, soaked ground. Again, it could be trees coming down on houses in some places. That would be my concern at this point in parts of Douglas County with the wind gusts. But then we still have this that is very, very pronounced wind right here in parts of Sarpy County. We can flag what's still going up near 70 miles per hour, and there might be some sort of circulation still within that right here. Oops.
Carlos, if you want to go ahead and take our city cam here, we're looking from the top of our building off to the west as this squall line is coming right through the middle of town. So you can see, I'll kind of use the cursor here, you can see right up here, that's the leading edge of these strong winds, probably a pretty pronounced shelf cloud that would be making for some amazing pictures if it was daytime, but that's the leading edge of those strong winds. If I switch our camera over to 144th and Dodge, you can see the wind-blown rain just racing across the road there with all that lightning flashing. The camera kind of having a little difficulty there with the lightning and all that rain coming down. You can see some pretty strong winds there. I think we missed the strongest winds as that rolled across 144th and Dodge. But here's 84th and Dodge from our Children's, Nebraska. I'm going to spin this over to the east a little bit, see if we can see kind of some of the motion on the trees, see how strong the wind is coming here through Midtown, coming into Midtown Omaha. I'm going to zoom out and look down east, down Dodge. So there's Dodge off to the east of Children's, Nebraska, about 84th and Dodge. We'll come back to our camera here on top of our building in Midtown. And I have not seen any power flashes so far, Rusty, so that's some good news. But
I still flagging 80 mile per hour winds.
Let's go ahead and go back to Rusty.
In Sarpy County with this one. The strongest gusts are going to be right here, probably south of 370. And if there's a rotation, it's going to be right in here as well. Again, some of these radar scans aren't lining up perfectly, but there's some rotation between Highway 370 and the Platte River, maybe even as far north as 370. Maybe, Jarrett, that 84th and 370 camera on NDOT, keep an eye on that and see if you see anything. The wind should be rolling east here.
We did just get a report of 72 mile per hour winds in Blair.
72,
so that's with that circulation that just moved across Blair. It's now into Missouri Valley and Modale.
It looks like they just extended the tornado warning with this cell in Sarpy County, now into the Iowa side. So let's get the latest on this one. So the brand new warning here for this cell goes through 315, radar indicated. These things are booking it across the area here, folks. So
it says moving to the east at 60, so it is moving quickly.
Wow, 60 miles per hour. So these are hauling. Here's the deal. That's why we're telling everybody to get to their basement. Look at how long this warning is as it goes off towards the east. So these are moving so fast that you may not have time to react. Don't wait for the sirens. Don't wait for your phone to go off. If you hear things that you think are putting you in danger, get to the basement now in Sarpy County.
We do have that 84th and 370.
Can we bring up NDOT?
Jarrett, you've got the NDOT camera.
Yeah, it's just starting to move in right on the camera. The wind just started picking up a little bit there as that's rolling in. So
circulation would be just south of there if it's going to be there. So this is an area where this is the circulation. You need to be in your basement 5 minutes ago in Bellevue. If you're not there already, anybody along Highway 75, the JFK, this is crossing here very shortly. The next 2 to 3 minutes, it'll cross Highway 370, or excuse me, the JFK, and then there is La Platte as it goes down Highway 34. Here's where that circulation is. There's Highway 370. There's that hospital there on the corner. And then eastern parts of Sarpy County. In here is Offutt Air Force Base. And then it'll cross the river. And it does include a good chunk of northern Mills County now with these 60 mile per hour tracks that are moving off towards.
So, Rusty, I'm just going to read
ahead.
off some of the cities in this warning. So, we're starting with Bellevue right now. Plattsmouth also included, although it's
Yep.
probably going to pass just north of Plattsmouth. Pacific Junction, Glenwood, Mineola, Silver City, Macedonia, Henderson, Hastings, Emerson, Malvern, all in that fairly large tornado warning.
And those circulations to the north are still very evident as well, David. So we got three main ones, it looks like. Maybe even that one up near Ottawa, too. Got to keep an eye on. But again, this is the main one here, right over Bellevue, city of Bellevue. Jarrett, you know the cams. Keep an eye on all those just in case. See what we can see. Again, this is the dangerous part of these tornadoes here in the middle of the night. You have no idea what's going on. It's very disorienting. You can't see anything that's happening. You can't see the tornado coming. Even if there's not a tornado in there, this right here is 60 to 80 mile per hour winds barreling across Sarpy County. So there's going to be some wind damage across a good portion of Sarpy County. There's Highway 370, there's the Platte River, and the worst of the winds continue to hold true, and that'll go right through the city of Bellevue. Again, I keep talking about these old growth trees. The ground is soaked. These could topple very, very easily in situations like this. So latest radar scan still shows that hook that we're looking for. There's rotation in there consistently. There might be, could be dry air, that could be a little bit of debris, but now it's over Highway 75. So like I said,
Looks like, Rusty, it's mostly dry air, but it's just hard to say in the situation.
You can see how the reflectivity is a little weaker right in there.
And that's where those lower readings are coming in.
You can see that. Yeah, see right in there, that could be it. Okay, new tornado warning just came in. I'll let you handle that one.
Likely going to be for our storms to the north here. So yeah, there you go. New tornado warning. This is this whole section here. So they're kind of consolidating these two tornado warnings into one as it's moving off to the east here. So we got a number of circulations here from near Little Sioux, Mondamon, down toward Modale, Missouri Valley. This is moving toward Logan and Woodbine, so a new tornado warning here. This is western Iowa. Let's get the information here on this tornado warning till 3:30. Eastern Burt County, Harrison, Monona, Shelby counties in Iowa until 3:30 a.m. We got a number of circulations. If I could put the winds back on here. Let me try that one more time. The wind speeds here from near Little Sioux and Mondamon down toward Modale and pretty pronounced area of circulation now right on top of Missouri Valley, Rusty. So anywhere along this line, we've been seeing those circulations popping up. All of this continues to race off to the northeast about 50, 55 miles per hour.
And so many people don't want to believe the warnings until they see the tornado. This is not that kind of scenario. You aren't going to see anything. It's middle of the night. These are happening quick.
Rusty, we just got...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. This is an old report. I thought it was new. Let's see. 60 mile per hour in Boys Town.
Okay. So interesting little radar signature here near the Bellevue area. You got 60 miles per hour in Boys Town. Remember back, I think it was 2017, middle of June, we had the two tornadoes that rolled over parts of Bellevue. This looks eerily similar here on radar. You got this big pocket of wind on the south edge, and then you got these notches right here. There you go. There's some rotation right in there if it's going to be there, folks.
Let's take the NDOT cam.
Yeah, you got 370 and...
it's JFK and Capehart.
There you go. JFK and Capehart. So that if there's anything happening, it's going to be rolling right across the screen here with some strong straight line wind at the very least. Maybe
kind of see some like lower clouds a little bit there.
Can you tell which direction we're looking?
Based on the clouds, I think we're looking south.
I think we're looking south.
Yeah, because the clouds are moving right to left, so we've been looking south. Wow, you can really see the wind picking up the rain and blowing it across the road there for a second.
Yeah. So this is eastern Sarpy County.
Yeah, that circulation has kind of redeveloped there. It's moved from southern Sarpy up into the 370 corridor there at 75.
So yeah, the 370 corridor. That was a lightning flash on that?
Yeah, we almost
bright.
lost the camera
Oh, wow.
there.
That was quite bright.
That was very bright. So there, again, the circulation could be right over the 370. JFK area as of right now, rolling into Old Town Bellevue. There's Harlan Lewis Boulevard. There's the Missouri River. There's Fontenelle Forest. This is going to jump over southwestern parts of Pottawatomie County and likely here into northwestern Mills County. You need to be in your basement, south edge of Council Bluffs just in case. But there are some very strong winds here that are going to be crossing Highway 75 within a matter of seconds, I'd say. These are all likely 60 to 80 mile per hour winds right in here north of Platteview Road. They're flagging 80 miles per hour without a doubt in here between Platteview Road and Highway 370. So there is some intense wind, even if there isn't a circulation within these. So we were talking about this all day yesterday with this first alert. It's going to be the wind we're worried about, and within this, some embedded circulations. I think there's something right here. If it's going to be there, over 370, and this will keep marching east right down Mission Avenue, and then right towards the Pottawatomie Mills County line, folks. Again, if you even think you're remotely in danger, this is the type of scenario. You just head to your basement, ride it out for 30 minutes. These things are moving fast. You might not have time to react. Please pay attention to every single tornado warning. I know we sound like a broken record saying that over and over, but these aren't able to be seen. We don't have spotters out on them. We don't have emergency managers that can see these things. They are just happening quick on radar, and they could happen very quickly, and you might not even know what's going on by the time it's too late. So I want you to be in your safe place if you are currently under a tornado warning and say your phone is buzzing at the minute. So significant wind here north near the Missouri Valley area that could be heading towards Harlan, and you got this one that's very pronounced that's rolling through the city of Bellevue as of right now. So there's likely a pretty good
Rusty, Jarrett has the OPPD website pulled up over here.
Okay,
I don't think we can take that live, but we are starting to see a lot of power outages rolling in. Have you been watching that?
Yeah, it looks like about 7,000 near Blair is what we're looking at for power outages. We've got about 1,400 in Douglas, a lot of those centralized around the Boys Town, Millard area. And then I know I was just seeing Plattsmouth starting to have some power issues, which kind of backs up. I'm losing a lot of these DOT cams we were just looking at.
Gotcha. And that would make sense. Just got a report of some power outages in the Exarban area as well within the last couple of minutes. So these are very pronounceable circulations, likely going to have a sheet of power outages coming in from Sarpy County. But city of Bellevue, this is this garbled up mess that we have seen on the debris signature here right over the city of Bellevue right now. Tough to discern exactly what's going on in there, but there is wind of some sort. Either it's rotating or it's barreling at you at 80 miles an hour. That's what you get in the city of Bellevue.
It doesn't look like a true debris signature, but it's definitely showing two circulations there. Down
right here,
right on the Platte, and then right over Bellevue.
Let's check out Plattsmouth on the DOT cam. We're seeing the winds really picking up there.
Go ahead. If we can take those. There you go. Wind-driven rain just racing across that camera there. So that would be a good signature of 70 to 80 mile per hour winds that would be rolling right across.
We did get a 63 mile an hour wind report here out of northern Omaha, right close to the Washington County line. So we are starting to get some of these wind reports, wind damage out in Elkhorn, wind damage in Boys Town. Of course, those 60 to 70 mile per hour winds in Louisville, and now that report of the power being out in Plattsmouth. So aside from the tornadoes, we are seeing some pretty widespread wind damage, it looks like right now, Rusty.
All right. So we continue to track. Okay, you guys are keeping an eye on those. Let's go back to the radar here, and you can see there's the one appendage, the hook over Bellevue. And now we're going to be crossing over into Mills County, which is right here. Glenwood, Silver City included in this warning. You're next. You need to be in your basement in Glenwood, in your basement in Silver City, especially on the north edge of this. It's like the wind is going to impact the south edge of this tornado warning likely. And then you got the circulations that are hugging the north edge of this. But overall, either one could be just as dangerous and just as deadly because these could be some weaker tornadoes that are rotating wind in that 80 to 100 mile per hour range, but there's likely some strong straight line winds that are getting to 80, and I've even seen an 85 as I've been kind of dotting the radar here.
Hey, Rusty.
Go ahead.
I do want to take us up to Missouri Valley right now.
Okay.
We just got a report of 73 mile per hour winds in Missouri Valley, so we're getting close to hurricane force wind gusts here. So that circulation is tracking northeast of Missouri Valley up into Logan, and we also have a secondary circulation here just southeast of Mondamon. Both of these moving up toward the Woodbine area, so central central Harrison County. Be on the lookout for the potential of maybe 75-mile-per-hour winds. We've been talking about the radar showing up to 80-mile-an-hour winds. We just got that report of 73-mile-an-hour winds there in Missouri Valley. So we are talking wind speeds that are approaching hurricane force gusts, at least here in central Harrison County. So Logan, Woodbine, you're going to be next. Missouri Valley just saw those, perhaps the strongest winds passing just south of Logan, but Woodbine as well. Want you to be prepared here for the potential of maybe one of these circulations trying to develop a tornado, but also some 70, maybe 75-mile-per-hour winds there moving through central Harrison County, Rusty.
And likely just had some 60 to maybe 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts roll through Council Bluffs. So the Douglas County portion of this storm has been all about straight line winds. We talked about it a little earlier, some of the older trees with the soaked ground. This now, the leading edge of the gust front is through Council Bluffs, and right in here we're getting some 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. These will be barreling across Pottawatomie County. And again, we did get a new scan here of the radar, and I tell you what, yeah, you're seeing this big pocket of wind here. This is likely some 70 to 80-mile-per-hour winds, and there might be a little rotation here. Basically, that could have went right over Fontenelle Forest, if not very, very close. If you can hear in the back there, there could be some damage reports trickling in from Sarpy
Epley
County
Airfield
here.
just gusted to 63 miles an hour.
Epley to 63. Okay, I wonder, anything from Offutt yet with this?
I'm not seeing anything yet,
Okay.
but it may not have trickled in yet.
Sarpy County definitely got the strongest winds, 70 to 80-mile-per-hour gusts. We're going to go 50 to 60, maybe some 65s like the airport reported there across Douglas County. And all this now is barreling into Pottawatomie and Mills County with this active tornado warning here that includes some of the latest updates here. Again, all these are radar indicated. Nobody's seeing these because it's the middle of the night. You're not going to. This is why you need to pay attention to every single warning and treat it as if it's a large tornado on the ground heading towards you, just because these are so small, they're happening so quick that you might not be able to react to them. So every single warning, head to your basement if you're in the middle of it. This one goes through 315. You can see some of the cities, Bellevue, Glenwood still, Malvern, and Plattsmouth, although Plattsmouth now mostly just dealing with wind, so Silver City and Malvern will be next with this as it moves off towards the east into parts of western Iowa. Now the leading edge of this line is barreling across the Iowa side of things.
Yeah, it really looks like the circulation is out of Sarpy County at this. We'll go ahead and stay with Rusty there, but it does look like the circulation's out of Sarpy County at this point, but still dealing with those really high winds all across eastern Sarpy County.
Oh, is that could be a debris signature?
That is a low spot on the reflectivity.
Low spot on reflectivity right in there? Okay, yep, good eye, good eye. Right over there on I-29. So there's been dry air being entrained in this, so it's been tough to see just where
I will say, Rusty,
is. Go ahead,
stay with Rusty there, but it does look like the gust front, the cooler air that comes out of the storm is kind of running ahead of these circulations a little bit. It looks like it's running out ahead of the storms.
Okay, that's good news.
So that's some good news. Still definitely producing some pretty high winds, but you see that thin green line
there
on the radar. It's getting out ahead of the storms. It's getting out ahead of those circulations. So
essentially, it's cutting off the flow of energy into these things, and they're not able to rotate near the surface nearly as good. So that's some great news. But there are two pretty well-pronounced circulations still left. This one here going into northwestern Mills County. There's definitely something trying to happen there. And then this one up here into central parts of Harrison County that David's been tracking. Otherwise, anywhere along this line, it's all about the wind gusts. And we can see some of the latest severe thunderstorm warnings. This one goes through 315, you can see the flashing yellow here. This is a large one, so they put a long track on these because of how fast they're moving, in excess of about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So if we put a track on this, there's the leading edge of this. Grab it and move it here at it's moving at 60 miles per hour, and you can see some of the cities that will be impacted by the leading edge of this wind here. Glenwood, you're just about to get it. Woodbine, probably already. Shelby 307, Carson 312, Atlantic, you're about a half hour away from getting this as it's marching towards the east as of right now.
So we do have wind damage now being reported in Papillion, as well as this looks like Ralston. So wind damage in Papillion and Ralston, some tree damage. We don't have an estimate on the wind speeds there, but we've got a second report of 70-plus mile-an-hour winds in Missouri Valley. So that circulation going through central Harrison County, I do have that pulled up
Okay.
on the radar here, central Harrison County, showing
some of
the
these.
storm as it continues to head toward Woodbine. But there you see some of those.
Yeah.
It's coming in from Imping, so that's not exactly
Yeah, I was trying to find
detailed report, but we are getting those reports in of wind damage.
I will say, up around Missouri Valley, reporting about 900 people or so without power up that direction. So that doesn't.
A
add
lot,
up.
yeah.
That would track with some 70-mile-per-hour winds.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take that.
Yeah, bring up power outage map if we can. Take a look at what we have happening.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah,
Widespread.
OPPD, they're still up around 7,000 Washington, but I've seen Douglas County climbing recently. We're up approaching 4,500. Fontenelle has been showing a lot of power outages that have been popping up in the
Yeah, it
last
looks
day.
like
Sarpy hasn't even filled in yet.
Benson area back to, let's see, 72nd and Dodge, north on 72nd and 90th and Dodge as well. Looks like one of the areas particularly hard hit there in Douglas County, and then the Blair area. Some pretty significant outages. Rusty, it does look like perhaps that circulation, it's going to be right on the Potawatomi Mills County line. Look at that.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
northwest of Silver City.
Yeah, I can see, man, these are small little circulations. Good eye there. So right here would be that circulation, if it's there. You get these little ones that maybe last for us, 5 minutes or so, maybe a radar scan or so. That is the Mills Potawatomi County line. If there's going to be anything there, it's on the very north edge of that tornado warning that we'd have. So you got the circulation here, and then right here are all the 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts racing east. So by the time we get into the 3:30 time frame, a lot of this is
Off
gonna
it
be
just hit
Go ahead.
68. Sorry.
68 mile per hour gust.
Yep.
All right, so that would line up. Well, that's good. At least some of the 80s maybe aren't making it down to the ground.
Yeah, so far nothing higher than 73, but still that's enough to do
Yeah.
some pretty good damage.
Yep, that's definitely going to lead to some tree damage and some power outages around. Just the wind-driven rain that we had it showed the power of the wind that was out there. So this circulation here is one of the main ones here. There's two that we're watching. So at least we don't have 5 on the map right now. Northern parts of Mills County, southern Sarpy County, or southern Potawatomi County, I should say. This is Highway 92 right here, and it looks like that main circulation is going to try to come
Yeah,
right up
and
here.
you'll notice, Rusty, here's that outflow boundary, and it comes right up and kind of wraps into that circulation right there.
So we're right in here, and that would be it. There could be a small little tornado trying to spin up right in there, as David's analyzing the radar off screen as well too. So we have this right in here, north of Silver City. Again, this could jump right out of the tornado warning. Trainer, probably good to be in your basement right now just in case. Silver City as well with the latest warning. Let's see if we got what they tweaked with this. They're continuing to chop off the areas where it's moved through already. So Mills, Montgomery, and Potawatomi County with this tornado warning through 3:15. So you can see some of the cities there. Emerson, Glenwood. Well, Glenwood's likely down here in the wind. You got Silver City and Macedonia. So I'd say even Trainer, if your address is Trainer, you're very close to this circulation right now. And this could be something that's trying to spin up right in here on the north edge of this line where the tornado warning is, and could get as far north as Highway 92 if this is going to be in there. So that's what we're watching for the next 20 minutes or so as this moves off towards the east, is this circulation. And you can see that some of the cooler air might be trying to race out. There's that little boundary right there David mentioned, and that's some of the cooler air that might be cutting off some of the inflow and some of the wind for some of these other circulations here. We got this up.
Yeah,
to the
Rusty, I
north.
want to go ahead and come back up
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
Harrison County. So we've got that potential circulation that's right on top of Woodbine. It's off to the east, a Little Sioux and Mondamon now. You've been actually cleared from the tornado warning there. Mondamon, Modale, Missouri Valley, you're out of the tornado warning, but these potentially 70 to 75 mile per hour winds coming into Woodbine right now, so right along this leading edge. That circulation, it's not as evident as it was, but maybe still something going on there right over Logan. So Logan up to Woodbine, and you just saw that warning. So Little Sioux, Mondamon, Modale, Missouri Valley, you're in the clear. But Woodbine over toward Dunlap and just to the north of Portsmouth, Erling, you probably want to still be in your shelter. Not seeing a really strong signal for circulation here, Rusty, so a little bit of good news, but you see these bright reds, that's still pointing out the potential for those 70, 75 mile per hour winds moving into northeastern Harrison County, northwestern Shelby County. So we still have the potential there for those really strong winds, even if maybe that tornado threat's decreased a little bit, but that tornado warning is still in place, and we've seen these spin up so quickly. We just can't give the all clear yet for Woodbine, Dunlap, Portsmouth, Erling just yet.
Yeah, so now we're talking about the Iowa side, and again, as we head into 3 o'clock hour, this line is zooming across here. So I'm still watching this little area here between Silver City and Trainer. There's something in here, if it's going to be there, between Highway 92 and Silver City. So this is a good spot. Head to your basement for the next 10 to 15 minutes if you're not there already, just because of how this is moving through and how quickly these could spin up a tornado. This one could zip up and maybe a new little circulation develops that we don't see quite yet. So that could be something that's very noteworthy. And if anything, you got very strong straight line winds that are racing out here in this little part of the reflectivity that are barreling through Silver City. So we just got a fresh scan on the radar here. Take a debris. Yeah, just some dry air. But you can see the little notch right in here. It's going to be between Trainer and Silver City if there's going to be anything in there. So we're waiting on the next scan of the wind to show up. Nothing there quite yet, but you get a little sign here. All this little arcing right here, that's the wind racing out, and that's the storm trying to circulate right in there between Silver City and Trainer.
So I don't have it into our MAC system just yet, but back here the latest wind scan is in, and it's not as strong, but still between Trainer, Silver City, and then another little pocket just east of Silver City.
Yeah, definitely weaker right there, just filled in, David.
Oh, there it goes.
So there you go, between Trainer and Silver City, that's where it would be. Again, this warning goes for just another 15 minutes. That's just how fast these are moving. And get an idea here, the severe thunderstorm warning extends a little farther out towards Red Oak, and some of these areas are still trying to clean up from what we had on Tuesday. But now 2 pronounced circulation areas trying to get going, or hold on, I should say, within this line. And we got the severe thunderstorm warning that goes through 3:15. Again, tornadoes possible anywhere along it, but we're seeing fewer areas of rotation, which is good news.
Sorry, Rusty, this
go
is just
ahead.
from a couple of minutes ago. It looks like Offutt has gusted to 68 miles an hour twice.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So
that was about 4 minutes. Let's see here. 5 minutes ago was the second time. So they're still getting some strong winds.
Some good gusts behind that. Okay, so
Yeah.
I did tell the newsroom that it was okay to head to parts of Sarpy County to maybe try to see if there's anything. But if
Our
they're still
friend
getting-
Clay Osterley says that he saw a lot of power flashes as this came through.
Okay. A lot of power flashes on the east side of Sarpy County. Still dealing with some wind, it looks like, in eastern parts of Sarpy County. And then now the wind continues. So there's the leading edge of the storm, and there's still flagging wind gusts all the way back here up near 70 miles per hour with that. So
An overturned semi at the rest area south of Council Bluffs.
okay, that would line up. There were some pretty intense winds that would have rolled through south of Council Bluffs. Okay, I'm trying
So
to
that's
think what's
between Highway 34 and the Mills County line.
okay, so right in here would have been where that, right in here somewhere where that rest area is. Would have had an overturned semi.
I think the rest area is down here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Mills County line right there. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was on the north side of the Mills County
Yep,
line.
you got it.
Yep, yeah, I know this one. Stop on this one a couple of times myself, actually. So, yeah, that would have been where those strong straight line winds would have went. Again, verification of nearly 70 miles per hour.
So
but
Offutt just gusted to 58, so they're still getting strong gusts.
Still, okay, so they've been 70 to about now 58. I was flagging 80 in there, but again, you need some ground truth on that. Some of those could be a little elevated based on where the radar beam is, but overall, still some very, very gusty winds. Overturned semi. The rest area here, south on I-29, between Highway 34 and Mills County. So we're getting damage reports coming in. Power outages are coming in fast and furious. The latest scan on the radar shows this area of rotation right here. Still holding on a little bit, not nearly as pronounced between Trainer and Silver City. This tornado warning goes through 3:15.
If you switch to the debris, it doesn't show debris, but it really shows where the hook is.
Yeah, you can see that right there. And that right there, that's
Yep.
the rotation trying to happen at the moment.
It is falling behind the gust front, so hopefully that's kind of undercutting
Yep.
the potential there for Macedonia. But
We'll see what the next
We'll
scan
see,
brings.
yeah.
But then again, so I would put Macedonia, even if not, you're going to get some 60, 70 mile per hour
Yep.
winds likely out of this. So good to head to your safe place just in case for the next 15 minutes here, because Macedonia would probably be next in line to be impacted by this circulation. And anyone near the corner of Highway 92 and 59 on the north edge of this warning is where the circulation is likely causing problems here. And then you got the strong straight line winds that are going to barrel across the southern portion of that warning as well, that could gust to 70 miles per hour, likely within this. So again, even if you're not getting a circulation, even if you're not getting a tornado, they're still getting some strong straight line winds. All these warnings go through about 3:15 right now as they are zipping east at about 60 miles per hour. And you can even look here how the leading edge of this has picked up some steam. Look at this bowing right here.
Glenwood
Arcing
reporting
out.
60-mile-an-hour winds at least.
Okay.
Okay, now we've filled in the Sarpy power outages up around
yeah.
1,500 now.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be people are going to be late for work today. That's just the way that's going to go. But at least, you know, we don't, a lot of places are out of school, don't have to get up and get going for that. It's going to be a busy morning. There's a lot of rain back here on the back side of this as well. Haven't checked rainfall rates, but again, soaking rains. We have a flood watch out for a good portion of the area along I-80 and in the Platte River as well. So we could be dealing with potentially some flash flooding, some street flooding anyway, in the Omaha metro area and surrounding areas that have dealt with some very, very soaked conditions. It looks like, yeah, it's still nothing telling in there.
Last update from Fremont had just about 1/3 of an inch of rainfall.
Okay, that's
So far, Offutt has only reported 1,400ths, but that's from about 15 minutes ago. And Epley has reported just closing in on a 1/2 inch. So these do appear to be
good.
moving through pretty quickly. So that's some
yeah,
good news.
fast enough that, yeah, they're not getting a chance to dump much rain. So just some lighter rain on the back side of these. So there's the gust front right there.
Definitely looks like we're transitioning more to mostly a wind threat out of all of this.
Yeah, that's some good news. Well, for a while there when I got in, there was quite a few circulations. All right, just got a fresh scan of that is just racing to the east. So now Harlan is going to get in on the leading edge of the wind. Harlan, Oakland, Red Oak. Let's take you in where you could have some winds and potential circulation here. They're getting close to Highway 59 as it extends from Montgomery County, or I should say eastern parts of Mills County. Now just about to get on the 60 to maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts all the way up through Oakland. I can even go in a little closer, and you can see here Macedonia, Emerson along Highway 59.
And that circulation's still just holding together right there.
Right in here. Yep, north side of this. So
I do
Henderson,
want
Carson.
to give our
Go
Harrison
ahead.
County friends a little update here. Shelby County as well. That tornado warning is still in effect until 3:30. We're not seeing those really strong circulations, though, up there. Harrison, Shelby counties. All right, so we're still looking at that circulation there.
Yeah. You can, if you're at the wall, David, go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's go. We can go over to David quick.
All right, so there we go. So that tornado warning here for northeastern Harrison, northwestern Shelby County. This goes until 3:30. However, this is moving quickly. It's likely going to be out of this warning box by 3:30. But Dunlap over to Erling, still want to be taking shelter here at this point. If you're not getting a tornado, likely getting 70 mile per hour winds. That's what we had in Missouri Valley as this moved on through. The circulations just aren't as strong, not as evident as they were earlier. If I put on our wind speeds, you can still see a really strong surge of wind here just north of Persia. That's likely heading toward Harlan. So Harlan back toward Erling, probably, let's go ahead and keep you in shelter here just in case those 70, 75 mile per hour winds are realized. That circulation not as strong, perhaps coming up toward Erling. So that tornado warning still in place because unfortunately we just can't be sure whether or not this is producing a tornado. We've seen squall lines like this produce very brief but still damaging tornadoes with this kind of setup, and any one of these little notches here could be a tornado trying to develop, but that circulation just not as strong, but still can't give you the all clear. And this is moving up toward Denison, so even though we don't have any warnings in place for Denison yet, That's probably going to change here in the next few minutes, Rusty.
Yeah, so I just kind of put a loop here on this line to see how fast it's moving across here. This is an hour, and it took less than an hour to race across the city of city of Omaha downtown into Council Bluffs. So give it another 45 minutes, and it's going to be on the far eastern edge of our viewing area. It is rolling right now. So it will continue to likely pick up a little speed. You got those two areas of circulation that David was talking about here. Northern side of Mills County into northwestern Montgomery County. He's watching the one to the north. As we go back and forth a little bit, the circulation might be really close to Henderson right now. So in your basement there, if you need to be taking precaution, because these are strong winds that are rolling out to the east with this, gusting to 60 to 70 miles per hour. The circulation could be there near Macedonia and Henderson at the moment. As we look a little closer here, there's Macedonia, there's Henderson. Gives you an idea. 370th Street showing up there, Highway 59. The circulation could be right in here. These are tiny little circulations, but they could easily spin up a tornado. They've been doing so quite a bit over the last couple of hours here. A little wider view.
Rusty, we did get a very large severe thunderstorm warning.
Wow, yeah.
That's extending. This is from the National Weather Service Des Moines office. So this is coming pretty much Denison, Carroll, Audubon, Oakfield, all the way down to Atlantic. But I just want to point out that we did get in a report, I'm not sure if it's this one, of so that's 58 mile per hour winds there, Persia, and then northeast side of Missouri Valley, 74 mile per hour winds. So this is just a gust, but here we are closing in on hurricane force wind gusts here in Harrison County, Logan, Defiance, Harlan. Need to take shelter just because of these very strong winds. Yeah. These winds are going to be doing some pretty significant damage, most likely to tree branches, things like that. That's going to be crashing down potentially on roofs, maybe through windows. So want you to be inside. This severe thunderstorm warning for Denison, Carroll, Audubon, Atlantic goes until 4 a.m. And again, we're still looking at that 70 mile per hour wind potential. And they're putting in this wording here just because of all these little circulations that anywhere along this line, Rusty, could be talking maybe a potential tornado spinning up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Wow, this very large warning stretching Denison,
several counties.
Carroll. I'm not sure if I can I move this? No, I can't. But that goes until 4 a.m. Okay, so you're on that one right now, Rusty?
Yeah, it looks like we just had a new tornado
warning there.
Yeah, that's for this. The one down here, now it's including parts of southeastern Pottawatomie County. So they kept this warning going. This is the one right here, extended the warning. So Macedonia, Henderson, got the tornado warning. Radar indicated rotation, Mills, Montgomery, Pottawatomie County. This is going to take us to about 345 with this one as well. So there's the circulation. If it's there, it's near Macedonia. There's the little hook, little notch, little inflow right there. And that's likely where it's going to be. If it's going to be there, you can see little signs of it right here. Macedonia to Henderson near Highway 59, and then it's going to move up towards the northeast. You can see some of the cities that would be in the path of this one as it's likely.
55 mile per hour track on that.
Thank you very much, Jarrett. And yeah, we're zoomed in way too much. All right, so we'll back up a little bit here. These things are going so fast and so far that you got to take a little wider view here to get an idea of just how far these are going to track. So there's the leading edge of the circulation right there. We run it right up through the warning. Clear this out here like this. Right here, 60 miles per hour. Get an idea of some of the towns. There's the timing. Carson, 315. Elliott, 327. Again, small area rotation in there. And if it's not a tornado, there's probably some 70 mile per hour winds associated with that one. You can see some of the areas that'll be impacted here as we head towards the end of the 3 o'clock hour, towards the 4 o'clock hour. So,
Rusty, I do want to pass along some good news. National Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning for Harrison and Shelby counties, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in place for 70 mile per hour winds. And of course, this continues over to Denison, Manning, Carroll, Audubon, Exira, down to our Atlantic, Anita as well. All of the western Des Moines office counties included in that severe thunderstorm warning. So that continues. But I just wanted to pass along that the tornado warning has been canceled. So that tornado threat is lower here for Harlan and Erling, but still looking at the potential for some perhaps hurricane force wind gusts, unfortunately, as this storm continues to roll into Shelby County. Rusty.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the latest watches actually as well. The severe thunderstorm watch that Omaha's in will be allowed to expire as we head towards 4 o'clock. There's a new watch that farther to the southeast that goes through 8 o'clock, and clear this off, go back here, goes through 8 o'clock, includes parts of southwest Iowa. Likely won't last quite that long, but then this line will keep marching east, and you could have a severe thunderstorms marching through Iowa through as late as 10 o'clock. So this is the line that's moving through, and now, like David mentioned, we're down to this final circulation here, or the last circulation, I should say, that we have on the radar at the moment. Again, there could easily be new ones.
Silver City did just report in 59-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay, so that'd be back here. Still significant wind gusts even back behind this.
I'm going to throw this in here. This is from a little while ago, Rusty, but Papillion, we had a measured 77-mile-per-hour wind gust.
Oh, wow. So some of those that were on radar might have happened. All right. So again, strong straight line winds could be sneaking up close to 80 miles per hour within this tornado warning and any of these severe thunderstorm warnings. The circulation right now is right over Macedonia if it's going to be there. Again, very tough to see these, obviously, middle of the night here. But we do have this area here north of Highway, and near and north of Highway 59, or sorry, near and north of the Pottawatomie and Mills County line. Highway 59 goes north-south here, and my bearing's wrong. But that right there is the Mills County, or the Pottawatomie County line with Mills and Montgomery County here, to give you a little bit of idea. The circulation's right over Henderson and Macedonia, and it would be moving to the east through some of these rural areas that you see here, right near the Montgomery and Pottawatomie County line. Would be that circulation, perhaps up towards the Carson area as well, where Highway 92 and 59.
We just got in a report of 67-mile-per-hour winds just southeast of Trainer, so right underneath that circulation.
Okay, so that would have
Probably
been,
Macedonia.
So that's the thing. Even if you're not getting a tornado in there, there are very strong winds, damaging winds. It could be knocking down trees and causing damage to outbuildings, causing debris to fly around within this. But there is sign of a circulation in here in this Macedonia, Carson, Henderson area that would be heading along Highway 92.
Two measured gusts now in that same area, 67, 62 miles per hour.
Okay, so must have somebody with a pretty reliable weather station right there along Highway 92. So that's the deal. Even behind this, there's still some significant wind perhaps trailing in. That could be a report right as the front moved through. The leading edge of the storm moved through, I should say. But again, we're getting that very pronounced surge right here of perhaps some even stronger wind, and then we get the circulation back here on the north side of it. So Macedonia to Carson, Henderson, and now this is going to roll east on Highway 92.
You want to go ahead
Griswold
and
Elliott would be the
Elliott
spots.
and Griswold. Griswold's not in that warning, but it's heading right that direction.
Yeah, here's the deal. So this is where the Des Moines Weather Service office takes over, so they're likely looking at this one as well. City of Griswold, City of Elliott likely need to be in their basement as well. Let's do that here in the next. This storm will be
Griswold,
there by the next.
Lewis, Lyman, southwest Cass County, Iowa.
Gotcha. Here into south, this is southwest Cass right here that David was talking about, Cass County, Iowa. So within the next 5 to 10 minutes here, that storm will be moving into your area. You need to be in your basement, in your safe place right now. This is like a scenario we've been talking about. These are quick spin-up tornadoes. You need to pay attention to every single warning as they move through. They could quickly produce a tornado, and then you might not be able to react to it. And that's the problem with these. You got strong straight line winds. You won't be able to tell, oh, this is just a wind gust. Oh, this is a tornado. You're very tough to discern at this time of the night with this type of circulation along the leading edge of a line here. But we can draw a track again with the speed of this. This is moving at about 55 miles per hour. We can put some of the cities in line with this. So we'll draw it right here. Clear, go here. There's the leading edge, and there we go. Up to the northeast, and about 60, roughly. There's some of the cities. Elliott 327, Griswold 330, Lewis at about 335. And you can see approaching 4 o'clock towards Bridgewater and Messina as it marches in that direction. So there's the newly trimmed warning area. Southeastern parts of Pottawatomie County. Again, the warning would come from the Des Moines Weather Service office over here, as they are responsible for Cass County. But again, radar indicated, likely some rotation trying to show up. Need to get back over here so that, there we go.
I think, Rusty,
Oh, yeah.
we got some video from Roger Hammer, our photographer. I'm not sure what we're going to look at, but Ben, Carlos, if you want to
Bring it up.
bring that up, let us take a quick look at that. I believe this was the Elkhorn area, is that right? I'm not. No video? No
okay.
video. All right.
Well, also, that's okay because it maybe a little more pronounced circulation right in here over Macedonia. I'm not quite sure if that's just bad returns on the radar.
It's hard to say. Kind of looks like bad returns, but it's also in the right spot.
Yeah, that's the problem with these. Then you got to play the game. Is it dry air? Yeah, it's probably dry air with the debris signature, but
Yeah, I'm not seeing
rotation
any-
looks somewhat decent here over Macedonia. Carson, again, this is
Yeah.
going to move into southeastern Pottawatomie County over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're in this little area here southeast of Oakland, between Oakland and Griswold, you probably should have been in your basement about 5 minutes ago. These are tornadoes you're not going to be able to see just because it's the middle of the night. And there's the latest radar scan. It's jumped here. Now we're over into southeastern Pottawatomie County. It's moving fairly quickly.
So I do want to just quickly, Rusty, take a quick overview here
Yeah, go
of
ahead.
this whole line, because we've got that circulation there, but this whole segment here, moving through Harlan, moving into Denison, moving across northern Cass County. Okay, so there they go. They're going to extend that
yep.
tornado warning. So that's going to be Cass County there, south of Atlantic. But this section here, and then this whole section here, potentially producing those 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. So it's right there that we have that potential tornado. But this whole section from Denison down through Harlan, and then around just south of Oakland down to Red Oak, as well as into Page County, still looking at the potential for those 70, maybe 80 mile an hour winds there, Rusty.
Yeah, I got a new scan of the winds here. It looks like Griswold is next in line. So if this circulation lines up, you need city of Griswold needs to be in their basement at the moment if they're not already. This is going to pass probably pretty close, if not right over the city. If there's anything in there, you're going to get 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. This is the area I'm watching right here. There's the city of Griswold, just now included in the new tornado warning there on the Des Moines side of things. So you can see this is the circulation. Griswold, there's Elliott, likely just staying to the north of Elliott, but you're going to get some very pronounced winds in that severe thunderstorm warning that could cause damage as well.
That does go till 4 a.m., Rusty, and they're
Okay.
still tracking it at about 60 miles an hour.
Okay, wow, these things are moving. So there are multiple issues with these. You got very quick spin-up tornadoes. You can't see them because it's the middle of the night, and they're moving at roughly 60 miles per hour. So these are zipping across with this line. So city of Griswold, anybody along Highway 92 heading into southwestern parts of Cass County in Iowa, you need to be in your basement. Let's get another track on this here. We'll zoom out as it's moving so far, so fast.
Rusty, while you're getting that, I'll just
Yeah,
have a
go
quick update. Of course, the more severe part of that line continues to move east, but the severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled for Sarpy, Douglas, Washington,
Okay.
Burt. That makes sense with that continuing to push east.
All right, so good news there. Things are quieting down significantly on the Nebraska side. 340 for Lyman, 336 for Lewis, Cumberland at 348, Bridgewater up 4 o'clock. There's the leading edge of that. This is the circulation. There's the rough motion. Should keep it south of I-80, south of Atlantic. But again, sometimes these can run up along the line a little bit. So we'll watch as this continues to move in that direction. So again, you can kind of see there's that circulation holding true as it marches in from the west. There we go. We're starting to get more damage reports coming in across the area. The rain letting up. Here's the area with the severe thunderstorm watch. These counties have been dropped off here. It doesn't quite show it just yet, but now it's mostly with the Iowa side and the leading edge.
I do
of this
want
one.
to talk, Rusty,
Yeah,
talk
go
about
ahead.
southeast Nebraska right now into northwest Missouri. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings from Nebraska City down to Auburn, just east of Pawnee City, to Sherbert over to Fall City until 4 a.m. 60 mile per hour winds right in here. It's right on Highway 75. So coming into Auburn, likely just move through Nebraska City. And then we also have severe thunderstorm warnings warnings that have been issued here for, let's get that to work. Atchison, Nottoway, and Holt counties, northwest Missouri, till 4:15, again for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So I just wanted to let our viewers here, southeast Nebraska, Nebraska City, out toward Auburn, over toward Peru, Brownsville, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Not quite as intense as what we have going up here on the top of the screen. But just did want to let you know that, yes, you do have some potentially severe thunderstorms heading your way as well. So Rockport, Tarkio, down toward Craig and Mound City, the potential is there as this moves into northwest Missouri as well, Rusty.
Yeah, so I understand we have that video from Elkhorn. If we want to go ahead and bring that up of the storm, leading edge of the storm rolling in. You can see all the water that was rushing through. That's the last thing parts of Elkhorn needs. With running into the storm drains, thankfully the rainfall hasn't been nearly as heavy with this round because it's so fast moving, but frequent lightning. This is from our producer, Roger Hamer. He was out and about just seeing what was happening. So we're getting a lot of power outages. The damage reports still coming in. Likely daylight will shed quite a bit of light on what we are experiencing across a good portion
Rusty, we
of the
did
area.
just get
Yeah,
in
go
a
ahead.
69-mile-an-hour wind gust in Emerson, northwest of Red Oak in Montgomery County.
That would be it. And there might be a little notch trying to develop here just to the west of Rockport, too. David, we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It seems to be outflow dominated down
Okay.
there. So
Gotcha.
I'm watching it, but right now it doesn't look like we got any major circulations, but I'm keeping an eye on it.
So, yeah, the one to the north here is kind of controlling things, is
Yeah.
what you're saying, kicked
Yeah.
out. Okay, so that's, again, fewer circulations, the better. Let me see what we have here. You said Emerson. Okay, that would have been back here with that strong wind gust. Now the city of Griswold is next in line with this as it's marching off towards the east.
Yeah,
What do you
so
have
it
here,
was
dude?
right back in
Right back
here,
in
and we
here.
had that nearly 70-mile-an-hour wind gust.
Okay, so that would be, that's the issue with these. So that lines up perfect.
So that's moving into Elliott
Yeah,
right
let
now.
me tell you the story. There's the wind. You can see how it's kind of surging out right here. That's the wind, and that's where we're getting the gusts. On the south edge of each one of these tornado warnings, we're getting these surges of wind that are going 60 to 70 miles per hour. Across Highway 48, Elliott, you're next. So Stanton to Grant, you're going to get in on those wind gusts. Griswold here is in the circulation. So you'll have rotating, possibly 70 to 80 mile per hour winds with a tornadic circulation here west of Griswold. And then you have straight line winds that could be barreling farther south and southeast out of here. So Elliott to Grant, down to Red Oak in northern parts of Montgomery County, where you have this severe thunderstorm warning. You can see this warning here, flashing area, goes through 345. Yeah, tornado possible within that. It's because of those circulations that we keep getting. But the 70 mile per hour wind gusts are verifying. We're getting very close. if
Yeah,
not
I do want to
exceeding
go
those
up
in several
to
spots.
Harlan, Shelby County.
Go ahead.
We just got in two different reports of measured 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts there in Harlan. So this section of the storm, as it's racing off toward Audubon, Denison, Carroll, still producing those 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. Thankfully, we've not had any of those 70, 74-mile-an-hour gusts here lately, but two different reports here in the last 10 minutes of 60-mile-per-hour winds there in Harlan, central Shelby County, and all of this continues to race off to the northeast. So you can see that surge, probably still very windy in Harlan, and that's going to work its way toward Audubon and Carroll here over the next, well, we'll say 30, 45 minutes there, Rusty?
Yeah, that would make sense right now. I'm sorry, I was looking at stuff. There's reports of in Harrison County, while you're up there, trees down. It looks like there might be a structure fire in the Carter Lake area as well due to a lightning strike. So, again, damage reports, things starting to trickle in. David mentioned that 69 mile per hour wind gust here. New tornado warning just popped, David. I don't know.
That
where
is going to
went
be
for.
down to the southeast Nebraska, Pawnee, Odo County.
Okay. 70 mile per hour wind gust here in Emerson. We can go back to that here. So David's tracking some of the reports that are coming in, and then we might have a new.
Looks like Audubon, Crawford.
Oh yeah, there we are, right up here. Right up here on the north. So that's that one you were just tracking, still rotating up here. Manning.
Oh, I see. It's way up there.
Up towards
I was
Carroll
looking in the
County.
wrong direction.
Yeah, me as well. So again, Manila, Manning. Wow, some of these areas have been hit 2 or 3 times with warnings over the last month. So this would get up here into far southeastern Crawford County. This warning goes through Flashing here, 4:15. Radar, again, all these have been radar indicated because it's the middle of the night. Nobody's seeing these, but there's circulations within these. So this is issued here by the Des Moines Weather Service office. Carroll not included, but northern parts of Audubon County now included in this. As we see the latest track of these. So they got this circulation here.
It's hard to pick out where the tightest part of that circulation would be. So that may be just kind of covering their bases there.
That could be. I mean, even if not, this flagging, this is 85 mile per hour winds near the east of Harlan.
Yeah.
Now that's likely fairly elevated because I'm pulling off the Des Moines radar here. But again, we've been verifying 70, even 75 mile per hour wind gusts. So even if there's not rotation in there and you're watching, you're going to have some very intense wind that's rolling this way right up into this warning here as it's moving to the northeast. Same story with this right here as it's moving to the northeast as well within this area. So, seen some of the reports. Looks like Harlan might have just popped in with one here. 60 mile per hour wind gusts at a personal weather station in Harlan.
I've got two of those 60 mile an hour gusts there in Harlan.
There's the Emerson one.
Just trying to pinpoint where this circulation might be. It's just the leading edge of that surge there, moving over Manila, Botna, Aspinwall, Manning, Gray, and moving toward Templeton,
It does
southwest
look like
of Carroll.
the circulation from the one here to the south is right over Griswold right now. So Griswold, Lewis, we talked about this. Hopefully you were in your basement 5 to 10 minutes ago. If not, you need to be there now because if there's a circulation in here, it's right here in this. Small little circulation, happened in the middle of the night. Very, very difficult to see because there's a big rain backdrop. You likely won't see anything. You're relying on lightning to light it up. And then this is wind surging out. So Grant likely to get in on some 70 mile per hour winds. At minimum, it looks like racing to the southeast.
Rusty, I want to point out, if you want to slide that just north a little bit,
Okay.
up toward Atlantic.
Gotcha.
This has just popped up. You see that little notch right there?
Go. Yep. He's trying to.
It looks like on velocities we are starting to pick something up there, and it's just the latest scan that this has kind of popped up.
Right in there.
But it is just, let's see, about 3-4 miles west of Atlantic right now.
So, again, we're getting 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, no doubt, with a lot of these. And then we're getting these, again, a quick circulation trying to possibly develop here west of Atlantic. We get these little notches right here. So the city of Atlantic, not in a warning right now, but if you want to play it safe, you can go to your safe area. This could develop one in a matter of minutes if it's going to be there. No warnings at the moment, but watching this. And I say that because we're watching it now. The next scan could be a warning. Then you get the warning issued. You got a little bit of lag time with these because they're happening so fast. City of Atlantic, if you want to be extra cautious, you can get to your safe place, get to your basement right now just in case because of this circulation that's might possibly trying to develop here. And the fact that these are happening so fast, and likely the next radar scan will have it right over the city. So these are moving along at about 50 to 60 miles per hour, and they're moving so fast that they're going to cause some big issues barreling into some of these areas very, very quickly.
Yeah, so that rotation kind of tightening up there just west of Atlantic and then right over Griswold, moving toward Lyman.
Are you seeing that on the Omaha radar or Des Moines radar?
The Omaha radar, it's showing up. I don't think our computer is quite getting the
Yeah, there might be something you can see.
storm motion. I think it's getting a little bit overwhelmed by the storm motion.
Okay.
But the product that I'm looking at over here, I can see a pretty pronounced circulation coming into Atlantic and then again between Griswold and Lyman.
It'd be right there, possibly showing this rotation right in here over the city of Atlantic. So if, at the very least, that's rotating, trying to shoot out some very strong wind regardless. It'd be moving in to the city of Atlantic right now. So again, like I said, next radar scan jumps that very quickly to the east. You're going to see this bouncing back. We're in that spot where sometimes I'm going to get the Des Moines radar, sometimes I'm going to get the Omaha radar. But again, Griswold is under a warning. The rotation is right there over the city, moving east on Highway 92. This will head towards Lewis and Messina, if not in the Lewis area or close to it already, and then some strong straight line winds on the south edge of this. So Grant, there's the fresh scan, still got the notch You can see here, still got this little notch area here.
Kevin has video.
So you go right here to the north and moving to the northeast. So this is rotating. You got the strong winds that are rolling to the southeast out behind or on the south side of this one as well. And this is moving into parts of northwestern Montgomery County as this moves through and east. Yikes.
So yeah, that circulation, Rusty, that latest update, whatever it is in
Yeah.
Atlantic, it's right on top of Atlantic right now.
Okay. And the city of Greenfield just showed up on my map here as I'm.
Yeah,
They would be next in line for that circulation.
definitely would track that way.
So let's see here. Let's go in a little closer to Atlantic. There's that little notch right there. That would be the city of Atlantic. Not under a warning, but there's a decent little hook trying to show up, and there would be some rotation.
Unfortunately, we're kind of right in between both the
Yeah.
Des Moines and the Omaha radars. So there's the Omaha, so you can kind of see it a little bit better there.
Omaha shows this little circulation. We go back, pops up the Des Moines radar. Let's see what it looks like on the reflectivity. So that's slightly older scan. So we're getting right over the city of Atlantic. There could be some rotation happening very, very easily. And again, these have been dropping tornadoes very, very quickly. So here's this rotation going right along Highway 92, then south of Atlantic as well. So you got one in southern Cass County and this one over the city of Atlantic that might be something to watch.
The warning for Pottawatomie County has been dropped.
Yep. Looks like they just trimmed it out right there. So now we're into southern Cass County, and these are moving east as of right now. So let's get another
The
look
city
here.
of Elliott has lost power in northern Montgomery County.
That would be right here, and that would be from those winds. Again, remember, we're getting very strong straight line winds right here, racing to the southeast. So Griswold would have been in the circulation. There's where Elliott would have got pummeled by those winds that right now, again, we're far away from the radar, but we could be, yeah, it's probably not up to 90 miles per hour, but I bet there's some 70 mile per hour, 70 to 75 that would have raced through, knocked out power, and now this line is marching to the east as it moves through. Kind of messy, but there's a little circulation here, Highway 92, and possibly where it meets 71 south of Atlantic. Another one here over the city of Atlantic. Atlantic not in a warning, but like David's been monitoring that one very closely. This circulation is heading east, and within this, there's some very strong winds that are moving into western parts of Iowa. So Greenfield, again, outside of our viewing area, but you've heard that town mentioned several times. They're going to get wind, and there's going to have some of that debris flying all over that's still being picked up. But we have this warning here in southern. Right now, Cass County is the one that's probably under the biggest.
Yeah, pretty much all along that line now, Rusty. I don't know if it's a consequence of the line being further away from the radar, but all the way from Griswold up to Atlantic, up to Exira, to just west of Audubon, into Gray and Manning, there's these little nubs, these little circulations that are showing up. So a bunch of areas like Atlantic, like Brayton, like Exira, like Audubon, that aren't in tornado warnings, but I'm seeing these little nubs showing up that, like we saw to the west of the metro, that potentially did produce a couple of tornadoes. So unfortunately, it's so far from the radar right now, it's hard to say exactly if there is a tornado, but it's just very, very suspicious and the kind of thing that we've been seeing all morning.
And you can see we're using the Des Moines radar right now, but if we move over, it'll bounce around a little bit, and the reflectivity will change a little bit because now we're pulling from the Omaha radar. So like David said, we're kind of bouncing back and forth. These are getting closer to Des Moines right now. But again, Atlantic still in our viewing area, the little notch there, Griswold. This will head towards Messina, moving east in that direction into eastern parts of Cass County here. It's about 3:30 at the moment, so we're about an hour from our daybreak newscast. And you can see, boy, all kinds of little.
Yeah, one right here,
Right there.
Brayton and just
There.
west of Audubon, and then whatever is going on there with that surge southwest of Carroll.
And you're getting these strong straight line winds that are heading in that direction as well, out of each one of these. So that's why Elliott had the issue with the power outages. You're getting a little surge of wind along this line, and that's where some of those gusts 70 to 75 miles per hour are happening. Some are within the tornado warnings, some are on the south edge of the tornado warnings, and now just multiple little areas where we continue to see just small areas of
Hey,
rotation.
Rusty,
Go ahead.
I think we got Ben, do we have that picture ready to go? Ben or Carlos? Okay, let's go ahead and take that. Where is this? In Bellevue. A lot of,
Oh, from our storm
okay,
tracker.
there you can see some branches in the road.
Yeah,
24th and Franklin. Look at all that debris in the road. Wow.
yeah.
So definitely a lot of tree damage there in Bellevue.
So that would have been, yeah, from those, I mean, at minimum, probably 70-mile-per-hour
70
winds moving through.
to 77. We had that one report in Papillion, so 70 to 80.
Oh, yeah, good point. That's what that was.
In Sarpy County. So yeah, a lot of tree damage there. Looks like the street lights are on, so that's some good news. But I know our friend Clay Osterley was saying there was a lot of power flashes, and it looks like there's quite a few places without power. All across Sarpy County, Douglas County, Omaha, a lot of places without power right now.
Might not be bad to check the power outage map
Yeah.
back there, Ben, see if anything's changed
Okay.
with that. But again, you can see how this, let's just take a little wider view here, sorry.
About 2,000 in Sarpy now.
2000 in Sarpy, you can see we play this here. Look how this is racing to the east. So now it's going to be, it's through the Shenandoah, Iowa area with some strong straight line winds. We can put a box up and highlight this one. There's the warning that goes through 345 for 70-mile-per-hour gusts. So that's going to be expiring here very soon. Red Oak and Shenandoah still dealing with the wind. You got this warning here in northwest Missouri now for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The south edge of this line has been a little bit of the weaker part. And now you can even see some tornado warnings popping up out ahead of this line. So a busy, busy morning with this line that is moving through. It's very, very potent here. All right, we can bring up the outage map and let's zoom in a little tighter on that. You can see there's a lot of outages. 6,000 in Douglas, about 7,000 in Washington, just shy of 2,000 in Sarpy.
And then there's about 2,200 in Pottawatomie County as well.
Okay, wow, okay. Jarrett with keeping an eye on all of that for us, where he's trying to get some forecasts and graphics ready for our newscast that comes up here in about an hour. As we track the leading edge of this, you can see still have that area with a pronounced little notch right here south of Atlantic. The one over Atlantic dissipated in the last scan unless it looks different on the
if you want to
Nebraska
slide
one.
north,
Okay.
if you want to slide north just a little bit, right here and right here, so just east of Atlantic and Exira, I
Yep.
think that is. Yeah, we still have
Yep.
one circulation there and one right
North on
there.
Highway 6 between Elkhorn and Exira. Again, Elkhorn, Iowa, and Exira there. There's Highway 71.
Yeah, so this has actually become pretty intense in this last scan. So
Yeah.
that's really kind of kicked up. So I'm not sure.
Little perspective here. You can probably Southern Audubon. Oop, yeah,
There,
you
it's
go.
even stronger as it comes toward Exira.
So watch for, they could be watching this one very closely here,
Yeah.
south of Audubon. Again, so you got 1, 2, northeast of Atlantic. Looks like Atlantic's in the clear for any rotation, but you still could have some very strong wind up near 70 miles per hour. There's the one south of Audubon, and then the warning up here for this one. But this is a fairly pronounced area of rotation that continues to move through, and we'll continue to see.
So yeah, I would
leading edge
say
of this line here.
southern Audubon County, even though there's no tornado warning, you probably want to be, getting away from windows,
That's
getting
safe.
low, that kind of thing, just in case those 70, 80 mile per hour winds come up with that circulation.
There's the city of Exira, there's Oakfield, the circulation's right in here. So Exira, this could jump very quickly. These are moving fast. But in your basement now, if you're watching in Exira, there's no warning issued at the moment, but this could happen very quickly as we're seeing, at the very least, a pretty strong gust front there trying to drop down. That could be an area of rotation.
Yeah, it's
And
showing up strongly on the Omaha and the Des Moines radar at this point.
likely 60 to, there could be even stronger wind gusts racing out of this thing. So very pronounced area of rotation over approaching Exira along Highway 71 right now in southern Audubon County. So in your basement now, hopefully you can get there very, very quickly. There could be a very quickly developing area of rotation and a tornado trying to show up in that spot as well, right here just to the west of Highway 71, and that is moving to the east through southern Audubon County. So we can put a couple areas, other areas in the southeastern portion of the county. See a lot of rural areas. Looks like there's a dam or a reservoir right there. There's Kenfield. So Exira to Kenfield would probably be the two spots of note here with this. And looks like even the outflow wind just kicked up a little bit more. There's a radar estimated winds now 60 plus in here that should be rolling right through Exira. So you got severe winds regardless, and there could be an area of rotation. That spot is under a severe thunderstorm warning, including the city of Exira through 4 o'clock. Tornado possible with that. But a little wider view shows that rotation right there over the city. And you still got this one down here. Now would be impacting the Messina area if it's going to be there. This is the area of rotation right in here. Boy, this is
Just
garbage.
right over Cumberland, Iowa right
I have
now.
to zoom right in. There you go, right over Cumberland. So the city of Cumberland, there's the little notch right here, heading along Highway 92. Again, this has been hugging Highway 92, Cumberland to Messina with this marching to the east along Highway 92. Tornado warned storm, broad area, tight little area of circulation, I should say. Small is, that's the word I'm looking for. Right in here over Cumberland, there's Lyman. We put some of those cities on the map a little earlier when we were charting it. So again, you have
They
this.
did warn Audubon the Exira circulation.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go back here. Hold on one second here. I want to, of note, there's the circulation west of Messina over Cumberland, and this part right here has been kicking out 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that is likely what knocked out the power back here in Elliott. Could very well have done so in Grant. Very intense winds racing on the south edge of this one. So let's go back up here to the north, and you can see there's that circulation that we were mentioning near Exira. Very well pronounced, just picked back up. So it'd be right in here with this warning, including southern Audubon County, and then it gets out of our viewing area. So through 4:30, city of Exira, I mentioned it about 5 minutes ago or less, you need to be in your basement right now, southern Audubon County. Anybody south of Highway 44 in Audubon County with very tight little area of rotation right here.
Is really the most impressive circulation I've seen probably in the last 30 minutes, Rusty.
Okay, it must be getting into a slightly better environment over here. Those individual cells down south of Des Moines are
Yeah, those
popping
are
tornado warnings
kicking up
too.
as well.
So again, there's a little push of wind. So that's been indicative on the south side of these. So at the very least, you get 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds into Exira. And then right in here, we're trying to see some rotation. So we have a brand new tornado warning that goes through 4:30 for the city of Exira.
And they are tracking that east a little bit slower, about 40 miles an hour, but I suspect it's still moving between 40 and 50.
All right, so we can put a track on it here and see where it goes. We'll put it right there. So Kenfield at 345. It'll be Guthrie Center, a little after 4. Got some campgrounds there. That's not great. Panora, as it moves farther out into some rural areas as well. But again, that is a very pronounced, yeah. Right in here is the rotation south of Audubon. So it does look like your sirens might be going off in the Audubon area. You're most likely going to get some straight line winds at the worst out of Audubon, but it's very high reflectivity here. Might even be a little bit of hail. That could be some wind-driven hail. City of
Coming
Exira.
into the Hamlin-Audubon area, radar is estimating slightly larger than quarter-sized hail.
Okay.
So Audubon, Hamlin, on top of the 60, 70-mile-per-hour winds.
Oh, there it is. I was like, where is Hamlin? There you go. South of Audubon, right along Highway 71. So likely some wind-driven hail, and then this area of rotation now has just jumped over Exira, and there's going to be some strong straight-line wind still pounding Exira with this one, with that warning that has been issued through 4:30 as it continues to go to the east. This line is barreling east now
There
at about
is
40 to 50.
still a bit of a circulation right on the Audubon-Cass County, Iowa line, just
yeah.
northwest of Anita.
Right there. So this little, man, it's doing it again here.
Yeah,
This
it
one,
looked like it was starting to calm down,
This
and then
one.
it just started kicking back up again.
So we got, yeah, that could be this little one here just to the northwest of Anita. You know those exits if you travel to Des Moines frequently. So Atlantic's in the clear for any rotation, but you still got the wind-driven rain and possibly some 60-mile-per-hour gusts. But now Anita, this one's right along the interstate heading towards Des Moines. This is I-80, so this circulation here just jumped by Exira, likely some 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts in Exira now. Anita, you need to be in your basement as an area of rotation. It's trying to sneak there, but you're threading the needle between a couple of tornado warnings here, where a new tornado warning would be.
Anita over to Adair and Casey, not in that warning, but it's going to be coming really close, that little circulation there.
You likely, you probably didn't hear anything on your phone unless it was for the severe thunderstorm warning. But again, between two warnings here is possibly another area of rotation as this marches to the east. And then you have this area surging southeast of Messina. How does that rotation look there? Very messy, but something still over Messina. And then all this wind racing right towards Greenfield, just to the east of our viewing area.
Yeah, that circulation there over Messina has become more of just a surge of wind, I think.
Yeah, and this
which
one,
is, I'm not sure if that's good news or not, because now that surge of wind is going right at Greenfield.
Yeah, man, that's a very pronounced little.
Not seeing anything on our debris signal right now, so that could be just a factor of it being too far from the radar.
Yeah.
But not seeing anything there. But yeah, that's definitely a pretty strong circulation there, eastern Audubon County.
We're going to give this another couple of radar scans and see where it goes from here. Again, this is starting to get out. This will get on the very east edge of our viewing area here very shortly. Then we'll probably take a break and get ready for our newscast here. This will start to become more of a Des Moines issue, and they'll be handling this as their coverage area. They're just starting to go out of our coverage area, but you can see that is a very pronounced little hook right there near Exira. Again, that one near I-80, and then that little surge of wind that's likely really causing some power issues as it marches to the east. Clear that out.
So
Again,
the winds are heading into Carroll as well now off to the north. Carroll outside of that tornado warning, but that surge of wind is just about to move into the Carroll area as that continues to race off to the northeast as well. So you can see that surge, highlighted right there. That's lifting northeast. That's probably still that 60 to 70 mile per hour winds.
We got this one there.
Yeah, and then those two pronounced circulations, and then another big surge that doesn't really have a huge circulation on it right now, but could definitely redevelop that pretty quickly.
That's by far the nastiest part of this storm, and you can see just how fast this is moving. This is a loop over the last hour. Just barreling east. So along I-80, there's a lot of traffic on I-80 probably that's either trying to get underneath an overpass, which is a horrible idea with wind like this. It kind of creates a wind tunnel effect, or just trying to get out of the way some way, shape, or form. But there is a very, very pronounced signature now. You can see it if you set it into motion here on the east edge of Audubon County. It stayed south of Highway 44, but it is right here with this little notch. Likely just went through Exira and Oakfield. It's going to be.
Looks like it's about 3-4 miles west of the Audubon County line.
Yep.
Just south of Highway 44, so it's east of Exira. And look at the satellite picture. I don't see any communities in there, but I do see some farms and some things like that. So
Yeah, this is
it could still certainly be doing some damage.
the town of North Branch. That could be a township. I'm not sure. But then there's Guthrie Center off in the distance as this marches to the east. That little hook there just starting to work its way now into Guthrie County. There's Anita, that little hook. What does that look like on wind? Yeah, there could still be something right along I-80.
It's not as strong, but it's definitely still there.
Yeah, right in there along I-80 north of Anita. So Anita in your basement right now for the next 5 to 10 minutes just in case. And then we go down to the south here. There's Messina.
It's a lot messier. Just have that really strong surge. It's hard to pick out any one area. Maybe some really broad rotation over Messina.
And now the gust front is barreling southeast.
Yeah.
Towards Bedford. I'm just trying to track and see if make sure we're not missing anything here.
We did get a wind gust of 58 miles an hour in Brownville, so that's coming into Rockport and Watson and Tarkio. Likely has already passed through Hamburg and Shenandoah, but that's coming into Clarinda, College Springs, Burlington Junction, Tarkio, Westboro, all that northwest Missouri.
Yeah, that warning goes through 415 there for that. And city of Clarinda would be right in there for that warning.
We did get just a few minutes ago, wind gusts of 67 miles an hour, Villisca.
Okay.
So that is southeast Montgomery County, southeast of Red Oak, southwest of Corning. So Villisca had a tornado touchdown earlier this week as well, just on the outskirts of Villisca there, north of Clarinda. Sorry, there you go.
Southeast of Red Oak, north of Clarinda. How strong did you say the one was in Villisca?
67.
All right, there you go.
So still getting close to that 70 mile an hour mark.
Yep, so still well within the severe thunderstorm range, 60 to 70 miles per hour, damaging winds there. We go back, so that would have been right as the front or the leading edge of these storms moved through. And now it's racing off towards the east.
Yeah, and still have that circulation now on the Audubon-Guthrie County line, and then moving into Adair as well.
Yeah.
Just northeast of Anita.
So again, this warning here goes to 4 o'clock. So you got Anita to Adair, right in here. That little circulation right along I-80 would be the one.
We'll say probably next 3-4 minutes, this is all going to cross over into areas that probably can't get our signal.
Likely. So again, northwest Missouri still dealing with this. We'll see what one more scan brings us. We got parts of southwest Iowa. You had Adams and Taylor County right here.
Man, that surge, though, just coming right at Greenfield.
Let's loop this right here. Watch this little surge of wind right there. Look how that is going to barrel right into Greenfield. There could be a new tornado warning issued for Greenfield just for this little notch here.
Yeah.
And then that is going to be some very, very strong wind. It's rolling right into Greenfield. So if we can take a little closer look here. Again, you remember Greenfield was hit very hard by a tornado a couple of days ago. And now a lot of that debris could be flying around as well, as they are currently under a severe thunderstorm warning for wind gusts up to probably 70 miles per hour. And we'll see if the tornado warning is reissued on that as it continues to march.
Missed this from earlier, a 65 mile an hour gust in north of Harlan. So that's moving into the Carroll and Willie area right now. Glidden?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
East of Carroll.
So you can see there was once it got on the Iowa side, there was one pretty pronounced path there with the wind and one pretty pronounced path there with the wind. And on the report map, back here west in northern Dodge County, okay, there's a tornado debris signature observed around Dodge, one here north of Scribner with a tornado reported, and then right in here, train spotter says a tornado on the ground near Nickerson. That was back before 2 o'clock. So a couple of reports that came in back here. Likely going to have to send some more damage survey teams out and assess what happened back here in Dodge County with those circulations that were pretty well defined back here to the west. But let's get one final check here.
All three of those circulations have crossed county lines at this point.
Okay. So again, City of Greenfield. Now you can see what's happening here. This is going to be a Des Moines television National Weather Service issue as this heads east. It's starting to move out of our coverage area. So tell you what, we're about 5 minutes to 4 o'clock here. Things have calmed down quite a bit in our area. We're going to take a break. Our newscast starts at 4:30. Things should be much calmer. We're going to assess some damage and bring you all the latest here coming up live on Daybreak starting at 4:30.